we took our signature sandwich and pumped up the bass. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
Ace Hardware in Southern Pines and Seven Lakes is the #1 backyard and barbecue Ace Hardware store in the U.S., featuring Traeger, Big Green Egg, and Weber grills, with a full line of Magnolia Home Chalk and interior paints by Chip and Joanna Gaines, and a full line of Benjamin Moore paint. We feature a complete line of Steel and Ego power tools.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's the time you've all been waiting for. It's the night you'll remember forever. It's paid by Vikings of the past. From the first game to the last. This is Viking football. It's tradition, pageantry, and intensity. You can feel it in the air. The sound of the whispering pines. It's the no-quit mentality. It's the pride in the blue, black, and white. It's our night for heroes to shine. As the smoke builds, one team emerges. It gets pretty loud on Friday night. It's the visiting pride of the Viking might. It's time to feel the rush at Union Pines, where all opposing dreams have come to die.
Welcome to the Zaxby's pregame show.
Welcome to Cameron, North Carolina, where apparently all opposing dreams come to die.
What a promo video,
That's pretty
Chris.
awesome. That's amazing.
That was the coolest thing I've seen today.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. This is Thursday Night Lights. Nate?
Thursday night football,
Man.
usually designated for JV, but tonight, on the eve of Hurricane Ian remnants coming up, we are excited to be in Cameron, North Carolina at Will Hoyt Stadium tonight.
It is. You got a legacy program, the Scotland County Fighting Scots.
Fighting Scots.
Coming up here to Cameron to take on Union Pines in a big South or East Conference 34. We got to come up with a better name for the conference.
The Sand Hills Conference.
Sand Hills. We're just gonna call it Sand
that's
Hills
what people have been calling
Conference.
it. Sand Hills Conference.
Big matchup, interconference matchup between Scotland County and Union Pines. Two teams haven't got out to the kind of start they might have expected to. This is kind of a wild matchup. You've got Scotland, who has no problems moving the ball.
Absolutely.
Moving up and down the road. 64 points last weekend against Southern Lee. Union Pines generally plays pretty good defense, likes to keep things in front of them. They have sputtered on offense, trying to get the junior phenom Ethan Biggs rolling. What do you expect to see tonight, Nate?
I'm expected to see Scotland County come out fast and furious. I think that they're going to come out and try to move the ball around on Union Pines. Union Pines secondary has held pretty strong so far this year, so I think that's going to be a fun combat into the first quarter. I will say I think the first 6 minutes of this game will dictate the rest of the game. If Union Pines can keep Scotland County off the board, get some momentum, get some feeling in their gut that they can win this ball game, I think they'll have a chance. If Scotland comes out, puts points up quickly, it could be a long night.
I'm dead serious when I say this. What happens in the first 6 minutes of the game may look nothing like what happens in the last 6 minutes. Hurricane Ian is not messing around.
That's true.
I came up from Fayetteville and was just ahead of the wind. It's getting windier and chillier as the night goes on. A little bit of precipitation. If you're a Union Pines fan, you're like Bruce Almighty. Bring it on, because you want the elements. You
Let's
want
slow the Scots down.
You want to stop that passing game. If they can turn this into a grinded-out type ball game, it plays to Union Pines' favor. Scotland maybe keeping an eye on the meteorology in the area, trying to figure out what's going on. this is a wide open offense. They'll hurt you on the ground. They'll hurt you through the air. They're led by junior quarterback Carter Ravel. That's that guy. I mean, you'll see him in the pocket. Regardless of how he delivers the ball, looks more like a college quarterback as far as a passer than anybody in this conference. You'll see him do all the things. The footwork is good. The ball stays high. The head stays down the field. He looks the part. He'll deliver a good ball. But he's got two really good backs on the other side of him. Paul Primus. Help me out.
Patrick Primus and Zay Jones, number 2, Patrick Primus, number 12, Zay Jones. Primus has accounted for 507 yards on the season and 8 touchdowns. Zay Jones, number 12, has accounted for 368 yards and 4 touchdowns.
These guys,
so a combo back.
Yeah, this is a talent group last year that we're like, man, can't wait to see them next year.
Yep.
They're doing their thing. They're leading this high-powered offense. Scotland, though, dropped some games people didn't anticipate, not the least of which was Hope County. We got to see Hope County last week. They are no pushover.
They are no joke like they used to be.
But looking at this schedule with Scotland opening with Hope, Southern, Union Pines, if I'm being 100% honest, everybody associated with Scotland program would have thought they're 3-0 in conference play, right?
Absolutely. Scotland County's not a program that's used to losing at all. And that loss to Hoke, and it wasn't just a loss to Hoke, it was a decisive whooping from the Hoke County Bucks there on the Scots. So definitely Scotland County fans have to be a little, still feeling that a little bit going in. They're also going into the heart of their season where they still have Richmond, they still have Lee County, and they still have Pinecrest.
What a stretch.
What a stretch. to end out the season, you got those 3 games.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the schedule, being realistic, very unlikely they run the table. They would tell you different. They want to get out of here with a W, continue that momentum, because regardless of what happens atop the 3A portion of the division, right now Lee County's in the catbird seat.
Absolutely.
Scotland is a team that figures if they do what they need to do, they'll be in the postseason, and nobody's going to want to play it.
Yep.
Union Pines, hopes for postseason are fading. A W here changes everything completely, but they're going to have to pick up a W nobody expects. This may be one of the best shots at it at home on a Thursday night with potentially bad weather.
And homecoming night. Everyone gets excited for homecoming night.
All right, so we will be back to see if Union Pines can pull the upset. We're excited about it. Love being in Cameron. I say that every time we're here, and it is not fake. I love this place. We'll be back with the NFHS Game of the Week. This has been the Zaxby's pregame show. I'm Chris. This is Nate. Come hang out with us and watch football.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction welcomes you to the NFHS Network's Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Hey, welcome back to the Zaxby's pregame show and the NFHS Game of the Week here in Cameron, North Carolina. We're going to let y'all watch the Union Pines Vikings run out to their band. We don't usually see this on Friday nights, I guess with homecoming it being a special night. So it'll be really cool to watch. We do want to talk about a couple of key players going in tonight. We talked about some of Scotland's. Let's refresh our fans on some of Union Pines. Their quarterback, number 9, Ben Finkelstein, at times has looked really, really good. At times he sputtered some. So I definitely think his play tonight will dictate this ball game to a pretty good amount of stuttered my words on that one. On defense, number 7, Christopher Gilbert has been the man at linebacker for the Vikings all season. 41 tackles recorded on the season. So his lateral movement tonight will be critical if he can stop those Scotland County running backs at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage before they get ahead of steam. That is critical for this Vikings defense tonight.
Well, and on that defense, down there with the captains, you see number 22, Damon Bremer, been among the conference leaders in sacks all year. He will find a splash play tonight, and I tell you what, he's a gargantuan young man. Very intelligent football player with a nonstop motor. He is the type guy that can disrupt and get into Ravel's head, because if you can try to speed that process up for him, anything can happen.
Absolutely. Someone else to keep an eye on tonight for Scotland County, and he's going to be my defensive key player of the game, is number 33, Nazil McIntyre, defensive tackle. when you see these big programs like Scotland County going up against these smaller programs, the Union Pines, the Southern Lees, the Northwood, schools like that just don't have the pure numbers of students, the pure numbers of players on the team, size becomes a real disparity. So I'm really interested to watch tonight how Scotland County and Union Pines, how the trenches interact with each other, who can reset the line of scrimmage, who's dominating the line of scrimmage. I think that's critical, especially as the rain comes in and everything goes to the ground. One thing Union Pines has struggled with this year is putting the ball on the ground. That center to quarterback exchange, putting the ball on the ground when they're carrying it. So, obviously as Hurricane Ian comes in, that could also play a huge factor.
What does McIntyre check in at?
McIntyre is only at 5'9", 230 right now. So not a huge disparity, but I watched the young man warm up earlier, and I think that's every bit of 255 grown man. But that's with pads and up in the box. So we'll see. We will see. The line disparity is not as high as it usually is. Number 52, Darius McDougald, another defensive tackle and offensive guard, 6'1", 310. That's the size from Scotland County, the Scotlands, the Richmonds, and the Pinecrests that we're used to seeing.
All right, so you got technique versus size. That's no new challenge for Union Pines, especially the second year in this conference. They're accustomed to it. There's no shock and awe. And this is a team, regardless of what happens week to week, they will fight you for 48 minutes. We'll see what they can do. Here they come.
One more really interesting matchup to talk about as the Vikings are taking the field behind the American flag. Number 18, Brendan Ortega, has been the wide receiver so far for the Vikings this year, going up against number 8, Jahari Brown, senior strong safety, 5'10", 170. Looking at some film, I feel like they might be rotating him down onto Ortega, so that'll be a real fun matchup as we continue on tonight.
So this is not meant to say that Scotland doesn't have game breakers of their own, but Ethan Biggs, Brandon Ortega for the Vikings, as big-time game breakers go, they can play on anybody's team.
Absolutely.
And Union Pines' challenge is to find ways to get those guys in space and find some splash plays. If they get themselves in an up and down, three yards at a time battle, it's going to be a struggle just because of the size mismatch. But, man, Thursday night, I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing, Nate, than hanging out with you.
Absolutely.
Football, man.
Calling some high school varsity football tonight. It's a lot better than doing it tomorrow night in the torrential downpour.
That is a fact. Although, I'm not sure if Coach Jason Truesdale with these Union Pines Vikings had his choice. He might have kept it on Friday night and taken his chances.
I don't think anyone in the state's playing tomorrow night. I think everyone moved their games back. So many campuses have closed down. Central Carolina Community College here in Sanford, Pittsburgh, and Lillington, they've canceled classes and sent all their teachers home tomorrow. So I don't think anyone's going to be out tomorrow except for me. I got to go pick up a suit in Raleigh. Looks like Union Pines is going to kick off Scotland County. Scotland County's offense is going to come out on the field after this. Back for the Scots, number 2, Patrick Primus. We talked about him earlier. Senior running back, free safety. And I can't tell the one on the far side. Looks like could be – nope, I don't have a number 17, so that's not it. Number 11 is Caden Graves, senior wide receiver, coming in at 6'1", 180.
Big-time playmaker. So in addition to it being homecoming, there's something going on. This is not by accident. A lot of the students wearing jerseys of all different types. I see a Manning. I see a Rogers.
Tagovailoa.
I see. What is that I see down there? I see a John Morant. Look out now. Okay.
I see an old school Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal.
Can't fight that. All right. Here we go. Clock set at 15 minutes. Might want to move it to 12. We're playing Thursday night football for real. Want NFL timekeeping. Hey, heads up. No updates on the Bengals-Dolphins game allowed. I'm trying to watch that fresh when I get to the house. All right. Hope you're having a good night at home. Hope you're safe as the storm rolls in. The kick is away. Noah Johns with a big boot into it. Primus fielded at the 6. and cuts it back upfield. This could be trouble. He spins out of there, held up by his jersey, and after about 10 people get their hands on him, he's dragged down after a gain of 25 on the return.
Finally brought down there by number 23, Austin Mooring, junior linebacker for the Vikings. We will be calling his name a lot tonight. Every night we call a Vikings game, his name seems to be one that we pull out all the time.
Mooring, one of the better cover guys in the conference.
Looks like Union Pines is going to be coming out in their 4-3 set, their base defense.
Keep an eye on number 22, Damon Bremer, who's on the right side of that line to start the game.
Union Pines coming out in a traditional doubles formation.
Ravel drops, throws it out there, high hanger, and gets it to his receiver, who is moving, has 13 on the catch, number 15 on the catch.
Demarion Davis on the catch, 6'2", weighing in at 0 pounds, according to Max Preps. Nonetheless, he gets the quick screen pass, and he is up for a Scott's first down. Scotland County coming out in a trips formation to the wide side of the field. For all of you at home, that's the bottom of your screen. They're getting ready to send a man in motion. Looks like we might have a false start. False start on the Scots.
Sooner we kick this thing off, it seems like the wind has picked up a little bit.
Absolutely. I feel like it's almost twirling around on us. The flag doesn't quite know what to do here.
It's funny because you can feel it whipping around, and on the far end of the field, the banners or the streamers at the top of the goalpost not moving. On the other end of the field, they're almost perpendicular to the ground. It's bananas. I hope that doesn't indicate a tornado's on the way. All right, Ravel fakes, drops, and there's another pre-snap penalty, and this is not the way Scotland would have wanted to begin this series. What do we got? It was 1st and 15, and maybe they decided they hadn't
blown it in yet.
Blown it in. That's interesting. All right. Ravel from the gun.
Scotland County going in a 2 wide receiver set with a wing to the wide side.
Hand up the middle to Primus. He's bouncing off tacklers. Got to do a better job than that, or it's going to be a long night. Primus 20, 25, 30 yards, 33 on the carry 4. He's flung out of bounds by Ortega.
Takes him all the way down to the Vikings. Looks like about 28-yard line. Couple of plays for Scotland County. Couple big gains on every play so far. This Union Pines defense.
Nate, we've seen that Union Pines linebacking core at times look really fantastic against the run, and then other times struggle with broken tackles. They did against Lee County, and Lee County gashed them as B.J. Brown, the leading rusher in the conference, put up over 200 yards on them. They don't want to see a repeat of this, and that's Graves with 24 on the reception all the way down inside the 5. He's inside the Remax red zone. And Scotland County, what did you say about the first 6 minutes of this game, Nate?
It's going to set the tone for the rest of the night.
Well, Union Pines looking for a splash play to stop this momentum. 3 plays, 66 yards so far for Scotland. And
number 12 on the carry, and he rolls right in. That's number 12, Zay Jones.
His 5th touchdown of the year. Nate, that was entirely too easy. And should have played into the strength of this defense. They're going to have to shore that up quickly, or this could be a long, long night. Union Pines, or Southern Lee, Scotland last week hung up 60-plus on them. Of course, they gave up 34 points to Southern Lee. But Scotland, if this is going to be a track meet, they're going to win this every time.
Absolutely. Number 85, Charlie Gross, back to kick the PAT. They have him listed at 5'7". I think that might be gracious, but he hammers it through the goalpost. So that makes it Scotland County 7, Union Pine 0. We'll take a quick break to hear from our sponsor. Be back for the kickoff.
Leasing is the risk-free way to get a new Toyota at Pinehurst Toyota. When your lease is up, you could actually make a profit, or you can just turn it in and walk away. Plus, you can get a nicer vehicle for less money. Find out more at pinehursttoyota.com.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by
Legacy Residential Commercial Construction here in Moore County, taking care of all of your site development needs, all of your custom home needs. If you need it built, pools, swimming pools, hardscapes, they do it all. So make sure you go see Travis and the guys there, Legacy, for all of your building needs.
All right, looks like an onside kick coming.
Scotland County going to go with a squib here.
Not trying to disguise that at all. No, it's a squib. And that's going to go straight out of bounds. Boy, I tell you see how that thing spun?
Golly.
That's a backspin on that, man. I wish I could hit a sandwich like that. Goodness gracious. That's an impressive talent. So on the penalty with the kickoff out of bounds, ball will come out to the 35-yard line where Union Pines will start 1st and 10. Senior quarterback Ben Finkelstein leads the offense. He is not going to make a whole lot of flashy plays, but he has got so many reps as the starting quarterback here. He's not going to make a whole lot of mistakes. There's not a whole lot of things that he hasn't seen before. Job one for him, get the ball to those playmakers. Union Pines runs a wide zone offense. They seek to be run heavy and pass the ball just enough to try to keep you honest. All right, the hand is to Ethan Biggs. Biggs, one of those electric guys that everybody in this region has known about since he was a freshman and showed up in game 1 and had 100 yards receiving. As a freshman, he'll be out near a first down, 2nd and short coming up.
Scotland County coming out. Looks like they were in a bare front there, that first set of series. So that is for 5 down linemen. Looks like they've backed out of that now. Beach receive number 8 comes in, puts his hand in the dirt. But they're stuck in a 4-4-3 defense right now. He is way offsides. Way offsides.
I don't know how a
flag
didn't come in.
Terrible.
Who's minding the shop there? The runner stacked up after a short gain. I have no idea how.
Number 14, Joshua Bostic, was offsides by about 2 yards there.
I was waiting on the PA announcer to announce it over the loudspeaker. And, of course, in North Carolina rules, if you line up in the neutral zone like that, the play's supposed to be blown dead. But apparently we're playing house rules tonight. I don't know what we're doing. Let's see if he does it again.
Well, I'm lined up pretty much dead on the ball, and he's already like, good gracious, his head is past the center. There it is. Oh,
yay!
Oh, Humpty Dumpty threw the flag.
Wow.
All right, that'll be a Union Pines first down.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody line up that far offsides, except in a hurry-up type situation.
Oh, my goodness, and he did it twice.
All right, that'll be a Union Pines first down. First downs this year brought to you by our sponsors at Shed Depot. Thank you guys for everything you do.
Shed Depot there in Tramway, North Carolina, right by the McDonald's and our good friends Farm Bureau there, Carson Lanier and his guys. Always great to see them.
If you don't want to make an impulse purchase, stay away from Shed Depot. You will mess around and buy a bar to put in your backyard or something, I promise. Too cool. Their stuff is amazing. They can build anything you want.
Looks like it was blown dead again here, so we'll see what White Hat calls. Doesn't look like he's going to call anything.
That's twice we've seen a play blown dead. I'm confused, I suppose. Play clocks are on the field. They're not running, though. I don't know why we're not using them tonight. Nope, there it goes. All right, Finkelstein from under center. Hands. Oh, nice move. Biggs puts his foot in the ground. Now he's racing everybody to the sticks, and he will have 11 for the first down. Union Pines moving the ball. You see that suddenness right there.
Ethan Biggs, one of those, if Union Pines wants to hang in tonight with the athletes of Scotland County, Ethan Biggs is going to have to get the ball in his hand 30, 40 times tonight.
30 or 40 times. Let's go with 20.
All right, so that's another Shed Depot first down.
I'm thinking if I jammed my leg into the ground that hard and cut, the injuries that I would suffer.
I don't even want to talk about it. I just hurt thinking about it.
All right, Russ Shaper with the handoff up the middle. Little misdirection there. They run that belly play to keep the defense honest. He'll have about 6. and it'll be second down for the Vikings.
That's a wrinkle that the Vikings put in this week to try to combat the quickness and size disparity on the defensive and offensive line. That play hits very quickly.
Are you guessing they did that, or did you have some intel?
I had some intel.
I am certain.
And I have not seen trap all year. So
I am certain we're going to see some other wrinkles that were added during the bye week. All right, there's Biggs on second down into the second level, and Biggs being carried forward a little bit, and he'll have about 10 on that carry. Ethan Biggs looking good early.
Ethan Biggs doing a good job. We have talked about at time his dexterity carrying the ball that many times. And so far, he's run out of bounds when he's facing a load of Scots, making sure to avoid unnecessary hits. So good football play so far from Ethan Biggs.
All right, Biggs is a guy they've moved all over the offense. Of course, you know, as a freshman, he was here in the Lonnie Cox era. Bubble screen, bubble screen, bubble screen, shot. Bubble screen, bubble screen, bubble screen, shot. And played wide receiver. Jason Truesdale took over and has implemented this wide zone. He has now moved to tailback primarily. And there's Biggs again with the carry. And I got to tell you, I've heard Jason Truesdale talk a lot about, you know, featuring Biggs and making sure he gets the ball. I haven't seen this dedication to it yet. A lot of touches early for the young man.
It looks like about a 2-yard gain for Biggs. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Vikings.
Union Pine's yet to throw a pass on this series. And if you're moving the ball like this in the running game, why bother?
Union Pine sticking their tight formation. They have one lone receiver out there at the top.
Woof. 10 in the box for Scotland. Now they got the matchup, got him down the middle, and it's up and caught and touchdown, Union Pines.
Number 18, Brandon Ortega.
Big play, Brandon, with the touchdown, Vikings. Well, Scotland put 10 in the box.
Scotland put 10 in the box.
Union Pine said you can't cover him man-on-man.
Ortega ran a post route there, got the inside leverage of the Scott defender.
And
good ball by Finkelstein.
Good ball skills because it was thrown a little bit behind him. He was able to slow up and fight off the Scott defender for it. And Union Pine says, yeah, we see you. Track meet, we're down. Here we go. 8 minutes to go in the quarter.
Kick is up by Cannon John. It is good. That makes it 7-7 Union Pines. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for another kickoff.
I bet they won't pack 10 in there again.
That's a good answer for you.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. My name is Rich Trogdon, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Construction. Scotland County came out early, put up points. Union Pines puts together a good drive, burned some time off the clock, led by number 14, Ethan Biggs, toting the rock. Touchdown went to Brendan Ortega on a post route. Scotland County had put 10 in the box, left him one-on-one coverage. Ortega's not one you can leave by himself, so great answer from the Union Pines Vikings.
We talked about Biggs and Ortega in the pregame. They are game breakers, and with the exception of one run from Shaper there, Biggs and Ortega accounted for all of the yardage on that drive. Man, I tell you, Primus just spinning. He's back after the 30. Scotland will start their second drive. Clock at 7:50 to go in the first quarter, 7-7. Now, here's one of the key differences in this ballgame. Scotland is going to bring their offense out on the field.
And their defense is going to sit on the bench.
Union Pines got some of those young men that just got off the field on offense going to be out there playing defense, managing that workload. Brandon Ortega, you score a touchdown, your reward, you get to come out here and play corner. A lot of guys doing double duty for this Union Pines team. All right, here's the hand to Zay Jones, and he will drag tacklers forward for about 7 on the play.
That wind just keeps picking up and picking up.
Yes, it does.
I promise I'm not just breathing real heavy for all of our fans at home.
Well, and I said I thought that would favor Union Pines, but the way Scotland ran the ball on that first drive, I'm not so sure anymore. All right, Ravel from the gun.
Scotland County staying in their trips formation to the wide side of the field.
Well, they reset the play clock there. They're late pitch.
Option pitch
Zay
there.
Jones, a nice job of coming up to stuff that. And that was 23.
Number 23, Austin Mooring on the tackle there. Great read to play the pitch.
It really was.
Good disciplined football, not giving up the big play by Austin Mooring.
Scotland facing their first third down of the game. Third and about 3. The real strength of this passing game is short of 10 yards out to the line of scrimmage. Down the field, not so much success.
Union Pine's going to give them a free one.
That one stings. Would have been better off just to line up in the neutral zone, I guess.
Just put your head on the rear end of the center, and they might not call it the first time. You might get a freebie.
So I tell you what, Nate, I bought one of those spiffy Union Pines pullovers that the coaching staff's rocking. I bought one today.
Yeah.
Doing my part to support. That joker may get called into service here pretty soon because it's getting a little nippy.
I brought my pullover in anticipation of that.
All right. Free first down for Scotland. Ravel hands. It is Primus. Spins. No, it's Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
And still stacked up. Somebody's going to have to make a tackle. They finally bring him down. Got 2 where there should have been none. Second down.
Tackle made there by number 5, Brett Clemens, middle linebacker for the Vikings. A rotational kid who came in, made a big play there to keep Zay Jones from breaking that one in up to a long run. Scotland going to trade their trip to the wide side of the field again. At the top of your screen looks to be a trend here.
All right, there's a quick pass to Graves. And Graves doing damage just like the first. He's down the sideline and won't be brought down until he's at about the 32. I'll tell you what, Nate. We've been calling Union Pines games for a long time. You've seen Union Pines for a long time as a coach. We've heard for years and years and years. I know for my 10 years doing this, I always hear, we got to get in the weight room. We got to get in the weight room. This is the first year I look across the board at the Union Pines team, and I'm like, they've been in the weight room.
They've been in the weight room, absolutely. Coach Jason Truesdale, that was one of his keys after last year, is the weight room and developing those kids, and you can definitely tell a difference this year.
Yeah. He said he would give the team a B, a good solid B for their work in the weight room. He feels like there's more work to do. This team, obviously we're focused on what's going on with the varsity, but 46 freshmen on that JV team.
That's huge.
That's a ludicrous number.
That's huge.
And if you get those 46 freshmen into the weight room for the next couple of years, something's got to pan out, right?
Absolutely. You got to get something going at some point in time.
All right, Ravel with the play fake, and he's got his man running way too wide open. Number 4 there with the reception.
Isaac Graham on the touchdown there for the Scots. 2 drives, 2 very quick scores for Scotland County.
Well, Scotland came in. They have developed a reputation this year as a team with a fantastic offense. Doesn't play a lot of D so far.
We can say
it's accurate.
Question is, what adjustments will Union Pines make at halftime to try to slow down this Scott offense?
Well, or is the question, what adjustments will Scotland make to
stop Union Pines?
Union Pines answered the first one. We will see what they do on the second. Now, something to keep an eye on is these extra point conversions. Scotland now 2 for 2. Lee County came in here and put a smackdown on Union Pines, but they had 5 extra point tries blocked and missed another one. So not the meaningless play that you might think it is. All right, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll be back with the kick. You okay? Or maybe we'll stay here.
All right, welcome back to Cameron, North Carolina. Will Hoyt Stadium, the stadium that Bobby Purvis built. I don't know if that's true or not, but I knew Bobby for a long time, and I thought very highly of the man.
Bobby, a very influential figure in your life. Do you have any idea who Will Hoyt is?
No idea.
We'll have to find out.
We'll have to find out. We got a longer halftime. We can wrangle up someone here in Union Pines that we can get to explain to us who Mr. Will Hoyt was.
If Pat McCracken was on the sideline, Pat would go find somebody that knew. I don't know if Jerry's going to do that. Jerry would be looking for coaches and stuff. All right, that I was very impressed with that little squib kick last time because it hit the ground and stopped. See if he can do it again.
Scotland County going to try the same thing. I'd expect this ball to be put right about the 35-yard line inside the tick mark.
Yeah, optimally what you want it to do is land about 5 yards short of the sideline and do that.
That went all the way to 25.
Now you can give him a chance to return. Oh, good moves. And that's the problem with those cute little kickoffs is every once in a while you give a cheap one up, and that'll be returned off to the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Vikings to start this drive. Was that Mooring on the return? He's doing a little bit of everything so far.
That young man is quite the utilitarian football player.
Utilitarian.
You like that? You like that?
Sure. All right.
Union Pines getting in their huddle that we so rarely see nowadays.
Well,
Chris, not a fan of it?
Of the huddle?
Yeah.
I'm fine with the huddle.
Okay.
Fine with the huddle, especially Union Pines. I mean, they're in no hurry. This is a team. I mean, you look at Scotland. Scotland's got they win the bus test. Number 45 up the middle for Union Pines.
Scotland County did something today that as a coach I hated, but as a fan I love to see it. The kids got off the bus with their helmets on, fully dressed, jerseys tucked in, helmet on, walked off the bus with it all the way down the stadium, ready to rock and roll. There was no meeting, getting themselves together at the goalpost before getting out to stretch, and they walked straight into warm-ups.
And for those of you who are not aware, that's not a short hike from here to Scotland County. How far do you reckon it is to Laurinburg from here?
I'd bet it's every bit of an hour and a half.
I think so, too. All right, Finkelstein on 2nd and 10. Need good yardage here. You don't want to play from behind the sticks if you're Union Pines. There's the toss. Biggs has got it. Oop. Bounces it outside. Got work to do. All right, he's going to be tripped up. He gets to about midfield. They're going to mark him short of the midfield stripe.
Tackle made there by number 30, Luke Strickland from Scotland County.
3rd and 6. This is about as long a third down as you want to have if you're Union Pines. You want these manageable so you can keep the defense honest. All right, we'll see what Trisdale's got cooked up here. And this, 4-down territory or not? I mean,
no, not yet.
You don't think so?
No, not yet.
The ball. All right.
You show faith in your defense.
All right, Finkelstein under center. Whoa! That's going to get him a bunch of it. Now that opens playbook all the way up and probably means 4-down territory. Now it's 4th and 1. 3:55 to go in the quarter.
Scotland County had 5 down linemen there in their bare front, and then
5 that jumped off sides.
5 that jumped off sides. 3 linebackers that could not have been more than 3 yards off the ball, practically at the rear ends of the 5 defensive linemen. So they were definitely coming after that. Whatever the play Union Pines had called, Scotland County was coming after it.
This conference has got to be about whether they're going to call a false start against Finkelstein. That can be the only thing they're talking about is whether he did something to draw them off. And in the end, let's see what happens.
White hat, and he's mic'd up here.
There we go. I don't know that I've seen a conference that long to discuss an offsides penalty this year for sure. Probably not in the last 2 or 3.
Nonetheless, that makes it up a 3rd and very manageable for the Vikings.
All right.
Now you're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, and this is where I like the under center because I hate the fact that you need a yard and you're going to snap it 6 yards.
I'd expect to see trap to Shaper.
Okay. Well,
Finkelstein keeps
Finkelstein, and he'll have it easily. Needed 1, got about 4.
That'll be another Union Pines first down brought to you by Shed Depot.
Were you broadcasting the game with me or were you on the sideline when Western Harnett ran quarterback sneak against Southern about 10 times and picked up about 10 yards every time they did it? Were you still coaching then or was that in your –
I think I was coaching then because I don't remember calling that. Because I would imagine by the 4th time I probably would have said something inappropriate.
And it wasn't Western Harnett. It was Harnett Central.
Oh, yes.
And
yes,
100%. And most of their yardage came on the quarterback sneak.
Yep.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yep. Yeah, I was coaching then. And oh, my gosh. I hated going to Lillington and playing Harnett Central.
All right. There's Finkelstein. Up and that.
Whoa, face mask.
Face mask and drag down.
And they got the flag.
There. Did he get a flag or no?
Yeah, it's down right at the 46.
This will be probably the 5-yard variety, don't you think?
Yeah, they didn't take him all the way down, and it wasn't incredibly violent. Anytime you yank a head, it's violent, but not as violent as we've seen. I'd expect it's a 5-yarder.
right, the pace of this game slowing down a little bit with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Now, Chris, remind me, does high school have the substitution rule that the defense can only substitute if the offense substitutes?
No.
No. Anybody can come on and off?
100%.
Okay.
And the offense does not have to allow them an opportunity to substitute if they substitute. So you can play gamesmanship, you can run guys on late, you can do all that.
Okay.
Unless I'm completely mistaken. But
they gave him the 15-yarder there.
That's well, all right.
We'll take it here at Union Pines.
Yeah. The Cameron locals, they endorsed that decision.
The right call if you ask everyone on our side of the stadium.
So another Shed Depot first down for the Vikings.
Getting close to the Remax red zone. Has the Remax been the sponsor for the red zone since you've been involved?
Probably. I feel like at one point Pentair was the red zone sponsor, but I'm not sure. Pentair.
There's the trap play again.
I don't think I'm supposed to say Pentair on the air anymore because they don't sponsor this year.
Oh, but they've sponsored so long.
They earned it, right? Pentair they were with us forever. And of course, our good friend from Pentair, Mike Fowler, doing radio duty for Southern Lee. So I imagine, is Southern Lee playing? Are they on a bye this week? No, they're playing.
They're playing. They got
Pinecrest.
Pinecrest.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be interested to keep an eye on that game. Pinecrest not world beaters this year, and Southern's getting some things figured out on offense. They found themselves a quarterback.
Yes, they have. Transfer in from Texas, Georgia,
and they got 2 more years of him after this year. They are excited over there. All right, Finkelstein with the hand, and that is to Biggs. Biggs with a head of steam, going to run out of bounds at about the 15 inside the red zone, and that'll be another Union Pines first down.
Another heads-up play by Ethan Biggs, not initiating contact. He knew he had the first down, got all he could, and got out of bounds before he was wrapped up by a gang of Scots.
And only fair that Southern Lee gets a quarterback that transfers in since there's another quarterback living in their district. Doesn't go there.
What are we talking about? Was that talked about on a coach's show?
There were a lot of things. I mean, when Coach Blank shows up over there, Fred Blanks, the assistant coach from there is no telling what he'll say.
I've got to start tuning in for that.
Ooh, buddy. If you catch nothing but the Southern Lee, he will tell it like it is. All right, Union Pines from about the 15-yard line. Finkelstein under center.
Finkelstein keeps it.
Pick his way. Whoa, it looked like he had space. That was bottled up there very nicely. Linebacker came up to Phil and gets just a couple, but positive yardage on every single play so far for Union Pines, and that's impressive.
So we have an update on the Pinecrest Southern Lee score.
Talk to me, Nate.
HighSchoolOT.com, always great at updating their app. Pinecrest 17, Southern Lee Cavaliers 0.
Well, shoot.
And there it is. 2nd and 7 here for Union Pines in the Remaxed red zone. Definitely want to put up points. Where are we at time-wise? I apologize for all our fans at home. Usually I'm compulsive about the time, but I can't see it tonight due to a brick column.
Inside a minute by the time this ball snaps.
Inside
about 1:06 right now when clock runs. I cannot tell you how appreciative I am for being inside versus on top of the press box. However, the sight lines are not the best. So
Biggs there wrapped up on the trap play for about a 2-yard loss there. Will bring up a 3rd and 10.
Well, and I just said Union Pines hadn't had negative yardage on an offensive play yet, and I probably shouldn't have spoke that into existence. They're going to have to run a play before the end of the quarter. Clock down to 35 seconds left in the quarter, about 6 seconds behind the play clock.
Scotland County came out and put 10 in the box again that last play. I would not anticipate them doing that on 3rd and 10. Ortega's out there by himself, I would assume.
All right, want to wish happy birthday to Bryson Lyons here running the camera tonight. Couldn't do this production without guys like Bryson. Bryson's he's the unsung hero of the telecast, and he does yeoman's work on the coach's show, Nate.
I see.
Oh, Biggs loses his footing, and we saw a lot of that in the Lee County game. All right, so no gain there. You got 4th and 10 coming up. If you're Union Pines, you've got probably, I'm not going to say the best, one of the best kickers in the conference, one of the best kickers in the region. And they're going to talk about it, but I think they're going to put this field goal on the board when they come back. That is the end of the first quarter from here in Cameron, North Carolina.
You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential Commercial Construction.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Great high school football tonight we're seeing so far. Both teams seem to be moving the ball pretty well. Scott's defense holding up right here for the strong stand to tie this game up 14-14. Hey, we got some good football. See you back soon.
All right, Jerry Chalmers. Insight from the sideline. He's got the best seat in the house. I'm a little jealous, except I know what the temperature is out there. Or I did anyway. It was about 57 when we kicked off. Any idea what it is now, Nate?
I don't, but I imagine it's getting colder by the minute.
Your iPhone knows.
I bet one of them does, yeah. The ever-looming work iPhone. If my boss is tuning in, he told me he was going to. I love my iPhone that the company provides. I doubt it, though. I have a feeling he's on a bunch of calls tonight.
Apple, not a sponsor of the show or the broadcast. I'm going with picked up the 14, man. I'm waiting.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Mine, programmed obsolescence, man. My speakers are not working. The mic's not working, and he pushes it right. It looked good from here, but just outside that right upright. John's normally reliable. That exchange took forever. I can't believe Scotland didn't block it. But no luck. And with the first break of the game, Scotland will get a possession here.
We'll get the ball right at the 20-yard line to start their third drive of the night.
That's the first empty possession for either squad.
Astute observation. We went the whole first quarter without a empty drive.
That is correct. I think we can get to halftime without a punt.
Oh.
That's my prediction. All right. Ravel, not much down the field yet. He's done most of his damage laterally. Well, I guess with the exception of the blown coverage. So I take that back. He did hit Graham for the touchdown down the sideline on the blown coverage. The thing that strikes me about Ravel, Nate, is how polished he is. You see when he moves in the pocket, his feet never get outside his frame. He always holds the ball high. The head is downfield. It's all the things that you can teach a quarterback to do. He's obviously been schooled very well. Oh, bad snap. Now he'll take off. Not really his forte, but he's athletic enough. He'll get about 4 on the play.
And Ravel passes what many coaches call the eye test.
That's
Coming in quarterback, 6'4", right at 200 pounds.
You think he's really 6'4"?
He's a tall kid out there.
Right.
He's standing next to number 12, Zay Jones, who comes in at 5'7".
Yeah.
It's a big kid, though. Big frame.
Yeah, big length, or the length is there. Oh, there's Zay Jones. Big play. He'll be corralled and not driven out of bounds. A little pop on the defender over there, and then there's a little extracurricular on the Scotland sideline. And big run for Zay Jones, and thought maybe there was a flag. Chain gang slow to move. Ball will be at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for Scotland.
One thing watching Scotland all these years, having grown up in Lee County, watching Scotland, Richmond, when it was only Lee County High School, they have never had an unphysical football team. And you see this the way they run the ball, the way they block. Everything they do is physical.
Jones threw a big hole, and he's got room to go. He's to the sideline and will be corralled. He does not go down easy.
And we're going to have a late hit there.
Brandon Ortega going to get flagged for flinging him, I guess. I mean, just kind of finished the play. everybody's momentum going that way. And I tell you, I don't know about you, mate. I
hate that call.
Well, I hate that call, but I also hate when they hit the tarps over there at full speed.
And you slide.
Yeah,
it's dangerous stuff.
It really is. And I get that you have to protect the grass there, but, man, that's a tough spot to go out of bounds like they just did. All right, Scotland not even pausing on offense right now. They're just moving the ball at will.
Scotland coming out in a 2 wide receiver set to the top of your screen, 1 down below, and a wing on the right side of the offensive line.
All right.
That's where their third receiver is.
Penalty's going to set him up at the 23. And Union Pines needs a splash play here.
Ravel lined up at quarterback. I've seen D3 colleges with smaller offensive lines than Scotland County.
Yes, they are not little. All right, Jones chase.
Christopher Gilbert.
Jones, man, and I'll tell you what, Gilbert is not a slight linebacker. He took on Jones head up and came out worse for wear on that. Jones kept his momentum and picked up about 4. Looked like Gilbert had the angle and a big collision.
Christopher Gilbert, really the star of this Union Pines defense this year, not afraid of contact. He has been flying all over the field so far tonight. Got to wrap up and finish that play, though.
All right, Ravel from the gun. Hands inside to Primus, and he is zigging and zagging and wiggling really close to the goal line.
Looks like he's down at the 1.
Going to be just short. That'll bring up 1st and goal for the Scots. Inside the Remax red zone, that is another Shed Depot first down. And Union Pines, man, got to be wondering what's hit them.
A whole bunch of meat up front. That's what's hit them.
Well, you know, if you cheat the outside run, they can run it inside. If you pack the inside, they'll run it outside. What do you do? You know, the one time they tried to pack everybody at the line of scrimmage, they went over the top and beat them down the sideline. Nate, come on, Coach. What do you got?
Ooh. Throw some wilds. At this point, you've got to get your defensive linemen and your linebackers moving in different directions. You've got to play almost a misdirection chess match with your defensive front 7. So you've got to bring them in different gap blitzes. You can't just line up in A. You've got to be able to stunt your defensive linemen. You've got to get this offensive line of Scotland County guessing where you're going to go instead of just knowing and just plowing.
All right, 10:44 to go in the quarter.
Union Pines took their first time out of the game. Scotland still has all 3 of theirs. Union Pines down to 2.
This is one of those timeouts that you evaluate by the next play. If Scotland comes out and punches it in on the next play, you're like, man, you just blew through a timeout. If you hold them up a little bit, maybe it
could have been worth it.
Call. Yeah.
It also could have been a timeout to get a breather for this Union Pines Vikings defense. Many of these kids playing both ways. We referenced that earlier.
All right, Scotland comes out 3 wide receivers in the route, 2 spread right. Graves all by himself down here on the near side of the field. Ravel from the gun, hands inside to Jones. Jones at the goal line, turns, spins, close, not going to get in, I don't believe. Oh, there we go, late call. But Scotland is given the touchdown. Thought forward progress had stopped, but the officials disagree. So with 10:36 to go in the quarter, that'll stretch Scotland's lead out to 20-7. And here comes the extra point.
Another update from the Pinecrest Southern Lee game. Pinecrest is now up 24 to Southern Lee 0.
High hopes that Southern Lee program had about tonight.
Lee County High School off this week. They're on a bye. Good week to have a bye, so shout out to Reggie Peace for planning around Hurricane Ian.
And regardless of what happens, Lee County will remain atop the Sand Hills Conference. They're at 2-0, taking the weekend off.
Are they the only team without a loss?
They sure are.
White Hat threw this flag. Just wait and see what is going to be said here.
Let me check. Let me make sure I didn't just tell a lie. I suppose there's a chance that Richmond or Pinecrest.
Richmond has lost multiple already.
I'm talking about an in-conference loss.
Oh, okay. I don't think Pinecrest has lost in conference.
Let's take a peek. Yeah, Pinecrest is at 1-0. They're looking to go to 2-0 against Southern Lee.
Pinecrest was on bye last week, I believe.
Yes. So I suppose from a very technical standpoint, Pinecrest could go to 2-0 and be tied atop the conference. Of course, Pinecrest at 3-2 coming in. Lee County undefeated at 6-0, and that is no good.
Kick is no good.
Left, and there must be something about the uprights here in Cameron. All right, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. Union Pines hosting Scotland County. We'll see you back here after the break.
Leasing is the risk-free way to get a new Toyota at Pinehurst Toyota. When your lease is up, you could actually make a profit, or you can just turn it in and walk away. Plus, you can get a nicer vehicle for less money. Find out more at pinehursttoyota.com.
At King Law Firm, we draft wills and healthcare power of attorney to protect individuals' wishes. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Construction. Another update from around the Sand Hills Split 3A, 4A Conference. Hoke County Bucks taking on Richmond tonight in Richmond County. Hoke County currently down 7-13, so Richmond Raiders coming out. Quick start here in the second quarter for them against Hope County.
I'm looking for a score in the Green Hope Middle Creek game. I have a feeling our good friend Steve Bordeaux, head coach at Lee County, I have a feeling he's not scouting tonight and that he's at that Middle Creek game. What do you think?
Middle Creek 28, Green Hope 13.
I'll bet you he's down there with his good friend Andre Jacobs, who is the head coach at Middle Creek in his second season. All right, fielded at the 25 and makes a move outside. Nice return. And that is Ross Shaper, the fullback, and now a flag comes in. And there's more after the whistle stuff going on.
That was number 35 of Union Pines, Stephen Gillis, and number 8 from Hoke County, Jahari Brown, with a lot of extracurriculars there.
Yeah, this will be marching backward. No, wait. No, yeah, it is a hold. It's going to be going the other direction. Man, Cardinal Gibbons getting off tonight. They've got Enlow. They're up 39-0. They got an early start.
Ooh.
Cardinal Gibbons, after a slow start, is trying to make up for lost time. Cardinal Gibbons started 0-2. They're looking to move to 4-2 on the season.
Cardinal Gibbons 0-2, though. Their two losses were to some really high-end football programs from around the nation.
Yes, sir, they were. But who would have thought in week 3 that Cardinal Gibbons, a winless Cardinal Gibbons, would be playing a winless Richmond squad?
Defending 4AA state champion at that as well.
They'll have a say in that 4A race this year, I assure you. All right, Finkelstein from under center. And the hand, great play at the line of scrimmage there by that Scotland defensive front. Number 33 with the big play. That is Nazeal McIntyre. We talked about him in the pregame. That was a nice football play.
He's the guy. Number 58, that other defensive tackle. We do not have a name for him. Another big kid there for that defensive front.
So more scores from around. I'm trying to find information on the Athens Drive Sanderson matchup. Athens Drive, of course, a conference opponent of Lee County for years and years and years back before they realigned.
I have no updates on that one, so no one must be updating that with high school OT.
Right,
Finkelstein back to drop.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Puts the ball on the ground.
Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Number 10 comes out like a rocket, Josiah McFatter.
That's number 40 there.
Was it? Boy, You're right. I got to get my eyes checked. Number 40, Malcolm McGirt.
And he deserves the acknowledgement. What a shot.
What a play there. Talked earlier about the aggressive play, physical play of Scotland County.
All right. So my prediction, no punts, looking to be in jeopardy.
Looking thin right now. Charlotte Catholic up on Rocky River. Charlotte Catholic School we always enjoy watching. Up 14-0 at the moment.
And we're going to get a timeout for Union Pines, their second. And while they talk about it, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential and Commercial Construction. Travis and his guys, they're always doing a phenomenal job. Travis, also a volunteer coach here at Union Pines, so go see him.
All right, more scores from around the area. Just before halftime, Clayton up 14-0 on Southeast Raleigh, and Biggs with the catch, but would have been better served to let that one hit the ground. Go straight to the ground to get the ball. That's 4th and a mile coming up. And I said there would be no punts. I was wrong.
Here is a 1A, potentially 2A score. Northmore versus Jordan Matthews. And Northmore up 35-0. I think Northmore is a 1A, and I think Jordan Matthews is a 2A, if I'm not mistaken.
Have to check that. I thought Jordan Matthews was a 1A.
I've been known to be wrong.
Not often.
Punt back. Kanan John.
Go far.
Looks like it's going to roll out to about the 46 and roll out of bounds. Scotland County brought a lot of pressure. They're showing they tipped it. Having watched Kanan John kick a few of those this season, I think they might be right.
You are correct, Sword. Jordan Matthews is a 2A program, as is the new school in Chatham County, Seaforth. All to a 1-4 start.
That first-year programs, man, they're hard. They got a hard road ahead of them.
Yeah, there's some people in this building that were rumored to be possible head coaches there before they finally hired their guy.
I don't think they hired a local guy for that. Number 15 on the catch, couldn't keep his footing. He is Demarion Davis, senior wide receiver at 6'2".
Terrence Gary is the head coach out there.
I don't know that name.
Nor do I, sir. Grays Creek up big, hosting Douglas Byrd 28-0 just before half.
Jack Britt, another one of those 4A Cumberland County schools that we've seen play time or two, up 14-0 against Purnell Sweat.
Yeah, there's a tackle for loss for the Vikings. Primus unable to find his way there.
Tackle made there by number 7, Christopher Gilbert. Good job wrapping him up. 3rd and 12 here for the Scots. Big third down for Union Pines. I do think Scotland County's probably in 4-down territory, though. Showing a-gap blitz. They bring a-gap blitz.
And
Ball's up. Way overthrown. Picked.
And coming back the other way for Union Pines. He can do some damage. Look out.
That's number 4, Caleb Milton.
Oh, look out.
He's got room.
He's going to be run out of bounds by Caleb Ravel at the 12-yard line. And a Union Pines player got decimated during that run back.
That ball picked off by number 4, Caleb Milton.
Some barking going on. But a big play in the game for Union Pines when this thing looked like it might be slipping away. down 20-7. Now they're set up in the red zone. Got to get 6 here, right, Nate?
Absolutely. You've got to put points up. And if I'm calling this offense for Union Pines, I'm taking a shot to Brandon Ortega in the end zone right now, try to keep this momentum going.
Well, they have a play that they like to run in situations like this where they roll one direction and they bring receivers across the formation. The problem against this defensive front is you've got to outrun that with your quarterback. I'm interested to see what they do.
Finkelstein doesn't usually roll to the short side of the field. He does better with rolling to the wide side. They're coming out trips formation to the top of your screen.
Oh, here we go. And
it's going to be a timeout.
Union Pines use their third timeout. 6.5 to go, and they are out of timeouts for the first. Nope. Well,
no, sorry, Scotland.
One official said Scotland, or one said Union Pines. The head man says it was a Scotland timeout, so we'll go with that. So while they talk about it, we'll take another break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
All right, 6:31 left to go in the first half. Union Pines down 20-7, but threatening here after the big splash play that they needed on defense. Ravel hung it out there, and defender, could have waited for a fair catch, but good thing that he didn't. Brought it back about 65 yards and sets him up at about the 12-yard line, or 15-yard line, as you will.
Union Pines coming out in trips formation. Got a tight end on this side. Finkelstein to keep.
It was an interesting motion. Ran the fullback out, sprinted him out to the left, tried to get some attention, and Finkelstein went the other way with it. Not a whole lot there, but positive yardage. There's something to be said for that.
Bring up a 2nd and 9 here for Union Pines. Here in the RE/MAX red zone, Crystal Copus and all of her folks there, Francis Strickland and all the ladies and guys that they have at RE/MAX. Go see them for all of your real estate needs.
Yes, sir.
And our head producer, Tim Copus, is involved in that as well.
A little bit. And of course, RE/MAX, King Law Firm closes a lot of those real estate deals. If you need one closed, call over King Law Firm. We'll take care of you. All right, Finkelstein drops. And throws it out late. He's got a little work to do here. Biggs goes to the sideline. He didn't want any part of that.
Biggs getting up for about a 3-yard gain will bring up a 3rd and 6 here for Union Pines.
All right. On a play like that, you ultimately want to have your receiver catch that football with some momentum going down the field instead of from a dead stop.
Union Pines still huddling, taking plenty of time there. Play getting called in by offensive coordinator Ryan Giggy. We've all know him and love him. Always an interesting guy to hang out with. What's you got dialed up here, Chris?
Well, I don't know because of the formation. This would have been where I would have run. I would have rolled toward the wide side of the field. Finkelstein carrying. Look at that.
Power. Finkelstein upended.
Upended. Going to have a first down for the Vikings. Look at that. 1st and goal. Finkelstein said, man, I can run this thing. Given that spot on the field, I would have thought maybe you brought him in tight and rolled him and tried to drag those receivers across, but they've spread it out, let Finkelstein do it himself, and he was running like his hair was on fire. Big play for the young man. 5.5 to go in the quarter.
Quarterback power there called by Ryan Giggy. Finkelstein, who we've seen run the ball more this year than in years past, looked comfortable doing it throughout the season, gets the first down, not afraid of contact. Finkelstein is not a kid who's going to shy away. He's not the quarterback who's going to slide on you.
No, he is not.
Number 1 for Union Pines checking in, Oliver Cooper, tight end, defensive end. Might be bringing him in as a blocking back.
Nope. Going to move him out to the slot. Shaper at fullback. Biggs behind him. Biggs gets the carry. He's going to score.
Biggs going to stroll in.
Scotland didn't seal the edge, and Biggs just outran everybody, and that's a touchdown for these Vikings. And they claw back to within one score, 20-13. They'll try to cut the lead to 6 with the extra point.
As this game progresses, it continues to be a little bit of a track meet. Those extra points could definitely come into play as we continue on late into the second half. Kane and John back to kick here for the PAT. Number 5 running on late.
You know, I have seen college programs where they have 11 circles on the ground, and they have their special team line up in those circles so they can count bodies before they go onto the field. And it looks so funny, but I don't understand why you don't do it at every level. How do you run guys on late on teams like that?
I don't know. Nonetheless, kick is up, kick is good. Kane and John puts it straight through the uprights. That makes it 20-14. Scotland County Union Pines going to kick it off. A few minutes left to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break and be back for the kickoff.
Ace Hardware in Southern Pines and Seven Lakes is the #1 backyard and barbecue Ace Hardware store in the U.S., featuring Traeger, Big Green Egg, and Weber grills. With a full line of Magnolia Home Chalk and interior paints by Chip and Joanna Gaines, and a full line of Benjamin Moore paint. We feature a complete line of Steel and Ego power tools.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week here in Cameron, North Carolina. We're rocking and rolling to some Brooks and Dunn.
Are we rocking and rolling?
We're boot scooting, boogieing.
I am thankful that break was only one ad long so that I didn't have to hear Nate sing in my ear for another 30 seconds. But I have a special affinity for Brooks and Dunn, man. I don't know. It's a period in my life I just kind of equate with those guys. They were the biggest thing in country music for a minute.
Brooks and
I
Dunn.
think nobody remembers that.
They're my favorite country artist of all time.
Are you serious?
And they were the best concert I've ever been to.
Really?
Their last rodeo tour was the best concert I've ever been to.
Wow. High praise.
Number 2 on the carry there. Primus juking and jiving, going to get his way up to about the 38-yard line.
Kicks Brooks and Ronnie Dunn, your favorite
country artist.
That's pretty awesome.
I would put them above King George, above Garth. I listen to Brooks and Dunn at least twice a week.
I mean, I can respect that. I am not an enormous country music fan. I am a fan of the music that people say broke country music.
Pop.
Yeah.
You Florida Georgia Line fan?
No. That was after it was ruined. You know, my favorite country broke it. That's trash. And you know, no offense to Tim Kopus, who's not here, but I think he's seen Florida Georgia Line like 40 times. They go anytime they're close. I'm gonna have to think on who my favorite artist. I'm a big John Michael Montgomery fan, which is kind of obscure, but I like John Michael. Life's a Dance, probably my favorite country song.
Absolutely. It's a good one. I got to watch Florida Georgia Line open up for Chase Rice and Colt Ford.
Oh, wow.
At City Limits Saloon there in Raleigh, North Carolina, many years ago. They were the opening act.
Primus a nice back, man. Wow.
And he's still
dragged down near the 20-yard line. Another big game for Primus. It's a good back. We saw this last year. We knew this was coming. He is a senior. Zay Jones got another year left. And they are it's not even like they're thunder and lightning. They're like lightning and more lightning.
Lightning and Hurricane Ian.
Both thump you, man. I mean, both really good backs.
I'm loving the DJ on here in this second quarter.
I gotta give love, man. I'm not unimpressed. I've long believed that Leonard Skinner never made a bad song.
I can get behind that. And I think, take away the plane crash, they would have gone down as the best Southern rock artist of all time.
I'm not sure they don't either. I mean, who else would you put at the top of the mountain? Maybe Charlie Daniels? And is he really Southern rock or is he country? He's one of those.
He's a toss-up.
Yeah. I'll tell you, a few years ago in Sanford, when Charlie Daniels came to play after many years of being rumored to come play. I finally got to see him, and that was definitely a bucket list show.
Back when he was almost chair-bound, he couldn't really move that well, but he could still pick the tar out of that thing.
I'll tell you what. So are you a country music man first, or is that just a genre that you like?
That's what I grew up on.
Okay.
I grew up to Leonard Skinner and Charlie Daniels records. Saturday morning, my dad would be cooking breakfast, and we'd be watching football tapes, listening to old Charlie Daniels records.
Favorite Charlie Daniels tune?
Oh, it's so cliche. That went down to Georgia.
on,
I know,
come
so
on.
cliche. I still love it though.
I'm gonna cross you up a little bit. Woolly Swamp is my.
Ooh.
I thought that was a child. See, you're a fair amount younger than I am. I was probably 6 or 7 when that came out, and I thought it was so scary.
Yeah.
And I just loved it, man. It was amazing. Of course, Devil Went Down to Georgia was unlike anything anybody ever. You couldn't escape that song. Oh,
ball's on the ground.
And we'll see who's got it. I think Scotland got back on it. Boy, big break for the Scots there. That'll bring up 3rd down. I tell you, one turnover kept this thing tight. Another one at this point right before halftime could have made it really, really interesting.
Favorite Skinner song? Ballad of Curtis Lowe.
That's not a bad one.
That Saturday Night Special.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to go with Simple Man.
Oh, can't go wrong.
And as much as I love Simple Man,
Shinedown's version the Shinedown version is legit great.
The best concert I ever saw was Shinedown, and it wasn't just because Shinedown is a really cool band live. It was because we watched it in the middle of a monsoon.
Yeah.
And we were at like row 3, and it was pouring down rain. It was an amazing experience. I'll never forget it.
Like a Goo Goo Dolls and Buffalo type downpour?
Sort of like that. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
But those are fun.
It was amazing.
Those are fun.
All right, there's a snap, and it is to Primus. He's going to be held short by a foot or so. So 2nd and goal coming from really up close there. Well, spot.
Looks like he's going to be 2nd and 1.
As the Ghetto Boys said all those years, my mind playing tricks on me.
Did you shed a tear, Chris? This was part of your age group with the passing of 90s rap legend Coolio.
Man, that one stunk, dude. I mean, Coolio's only, 8 or 9 years older than me. And, I mean, not a guy that had a million hits, but he's just an iconic figure. Yeah, it stunk.
I was
Speaking of celebrity deaths, the Taylor Hawkins, the second part of his tribute show was last night, and I didn't get the chance to see it live. I would definitely watch the rerun of it, but that one hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
That was rough.
I was at a local watering hole last night when the news broke that Coolio had been gone. So, in commemoration, we obviously played nothing but Coolio the rest of the night till we shut it down at 12:30.
Gotta love that. All right, well, we'll shut this down for about 30 seconds, pay a bill or two, and we'll be back with more action from Cameron, North Carolina on the other side of the break.
We have a home at 225 Sainsbury Place.
Bring it.
We have automobiles.
Bring it. I have golf clubs. Bring it.
We have a trampoline.
Bring it.
I have jewelry.
Bring it. For all your home, auto, life, all your insurance needs, give us a call at 919-774-4440.
Come see us in person, 1720 West Everett Drive in Sanford, right beside Dexter Steakhouse.
North Carolina Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of
Scholar Athlete of the Week Award.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential Commercial Construction. You've gotten a little bit of football and a whole lot of music talk tonight so far. We do still have a ball game here. Scotland County up on Union Pines 20-14. Knocking on the door here at Union Pines, about 1.5 yard line though.
I'll call it about 1.5 yards. Ravel from the gun takes the hand.
And he's going
up, and he's going to plow in there. 1:53 to go in the half. Big score for Scotland, man. Boy, if Union Pines could have found a way to keep them out for two downs there, but it's not to be.
One thing to keep in mind for all of our fans at home, though, Union Pines does get the kickoff at the beginning of the second half. So still hope out there, ladies and gentlemen. So still only a 2-possession ball game.
All right, Scotland with some personnel issues, man, we were talking about special teams. You're over there, you know, some of those guys don't do a lot else. You got to be ready to go. Of course, Scotland may also be talking about going for 2. We'll see what they've decided when we come back. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by
Legacy Residential and Commercial Construction. My phone is struggling today.
All right.
We'll bring it right back here to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential and Commercial Construction.
1:53 to go in the half, and Scotland going to go for 2. They missed an extra point earlier, and the lead now is 12. I tell you what, Nate, I don't like this. I don't go chasing points. Not at this point in the game.
Not at this point. Oh, jump pass made famous by Mr. Tim Tebow. Up and good there.
If I've got that in my repertoire, maybe I do it. But it pays. The gamble pays off for Scotland. That'll make it 28-14. They've doubled up Union Pines here in the first half. Union Pines going to get it back after the kickoff with a little less than 2 minutes to score. We'll see if they can on the other side of this break.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sandhills residential and commercial builder of choice.
It's like we're soothsayers, man. Speak it into existence. That's all you got to do is say it, and it happens. It's amazing. I wish I could walk through life like that and just say a song and it start playing.
It plays in the background as you continue to walk and talk. How would that work in the court system?
Probably not well.
Probably not well.
But, you know, some judges have got more sense of humor and I'm sure better music taste than others, so it depends on the judge, I guess.
Hey, that's your world. I try to stay out of them.
What's that dude? I'm trying to get the attention of the 50-50 folks. I would love to buy a couple of tickets, but I don't see them walking around. Bryson, if you see those folks, wave them up here. Always a 50-50 going on up here. One of these days I'm going to hit it. All right, short kick, and it's taken by Shaper, who runs up the side.
That has got to be a flag.
There
it is.
So he's run out of bounds about the 45. It's going to be 15 free ones for Union Pines, and suddenly clock not really much of an issue here at the end of the half. We've seen a lot of that on the sideline on both sides here, and it's kind of messy. You don't like to see that in high school or any level.
Or any level. It's unnecessary. Whoa, one of the cars has the potential to get towed. Hope it's not a black Ford F-150.
All right.
Personal foul, so that'll be 15 yards from where the Union Pines Vikings went out of bounds. That'll march them all the way into Scotland County territory. Good field position left. Still about a minute 30 left to go, if I'm not mistaken.
Minute 49.
Minute 49.
I keep forgetting you can't see the clock from where you're at.
I've got a nice old brick column here.
I am. All right, Union Pines would really love to put a score on the board before halftime.
Union Pines trips formation to the wide side, full receiver set.
These pre-snap non-flag penalties, man, they just break the rhythm of the game. And that's the third or fourth time we've seen that in this half.
I don't understand the ball was set and the play was blown in.
Don't get it. All right, Finkelstein drops, throws it out wide. He's got Biggs. Biggs got his eyes downfield. He was looking to make a play before the ball got there. Probably not going to do a whole lot out there if he'd got it. So clock stops. That took 10 seconds. 1:39 to go in the half.
Sophomore outside linebacker Keshawn McQueen was there pretty quickly. Always exciting to see Biggs get the ball in space, though. Always dynamic. You never know what he's going to do with it.
Again, we're stop and play.
What are we talking about?
They're probably resetting the clock. There was 149 on before that play. It went all the way down to 139. That play didn't take.
137.
That still means that play took 12 seconds, and let me assure you,
it did not.
It did not. But the clock on the field had run all the way down to 133. Union Pines will get 4 seconds back. I think it probably ought to be at about 142, but I digress.
I would also like to know what the story is with the jerseys tonight. Seeing some Hurricanes jerseys start preseason hockey this week.
It's obviously something the students coordinated because I noticed it coming in. There's all kinds of, oh, man, there's a Serge Ibaka Nets jersey. Respect. I mean, I'm a jersey head, guys. I own probably 60, 70 different jerseys from basketball, football, baseball. I just have a closet full of jerseys. If you come to the house and I'm drinking beer or working or sitting around watching a ball game, I'm more than likely in a jersey.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that about you. See, we know each other for near 10, 12 years now. Didn't know that.
And about 10 or 12 of them are Bengals jerseys, but I have jerseys from all teams, all sports. It's just my thing.
How are your Bengals doing so far?
They got out of the gate slow, 1-2. They're playing tonight against Miami, and I'm doing everything I can to stay away from that score. People are texting me, like giving me, comments, and I'm trying to stay away from the text. And I don't want anybody to tip me off. I would like to get to the house and watch that game.
I just lost everything. That's been sitting there. Brandon, I lost everything. Whoa, well, there it is.
I can hear you. So.
Okay.
All right.
Panthers coming up big last week with a win against the Saints.
They did. Cincinnati out to a 1-2 start. They started the season and lost both of their first 2 games on the last play of the game, which is an interesting way to start a season. But they're looking to go to 2-2 this week against the Dolphins. We'll see.
Pinecrest High School against Southern Lee. Pinecrest is now up 31, Southern Lee 0.
I'm surprised Southern Lee hasn't found their way into the end zone. A lot of playmakers on that team. 3rd and 10 here, 1:34 to go in the half. Finkelstein going to keep, run. That's a 4-down territory call there. Just trying to make sure you got 4th and manageable here. They got 4th and about 4. I don't have a doubt in my mind they're going to go for it.
Yep, Cannon John is not moving on the sideline. Union Pines without a doubt going for it here. 4th and 5.
Well, from the 38, you'd be looking at 55 yards on the field goal, and he's got a big leg, but I don't think you're taking that shot, especially given how slow the exchange was on the try before. Because you mess around and get one blocked here, it might go to the house. So they're going to work this clock down. They can take the clock all the way down to about 30 seconds and get a timeout, which may be what they're going to do. About 24 seconds, 25 seconds if they let it go all the way down. Of course, the benefit of that is that you don't give Scotland any time to work with if you convert, but the downside is you don't have a whole lot of time left to work yourself if you convert here. And if I'm not mistaken, they're only holding 1 timeout.
That will be...
All right, they're going to call timeout with 28 to go. We'll see what Coach Jason Trisdale dials up. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week from Cameron, North Carolina.
At the Shed Depot of North Carolina, we believe there's a better way to buy a shed, where all the selection, all the quality, and all the service are in one convenient location to make your buying experience easy. Our 3-acre sales center has over 60 sheds in stock, and if you don't see what you need, our sales experts can guide you through the custom design process to meet your unique needs. Get started today at ShedDepotNC.com.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week here at Cameron, North Carolina in the beautiful Will Hoyt Stadium. You're watching Union Pines take on Scotland County. This is the NFHS Game of the Week brought to you by Legacy Construction. Union Pines burned some clock there, took a timeout. 20 seconds and some change left to go here in this first half. Big 4th and 5 down here. Looks like Union Pines is going to come out in a trips formation. Biggs is in the inside slot.
Well, from that slot position, limited on what you can do with Biggs here. He's under center, too, which is a little curious. Now he's going to back up and go from the gun. Maybe going to try and draw him off sides here. Biggs almost with a false start. They didn't get called. He's taking a shot down the field to Ortega. Oh, my goodness.
We're going to have a
hold. Would have
hold.
taken a great catch, but he's not able to reel it in, and that'll be a turnover on downs. 24 seconds to go in the half.
We have a hold on Union Pines. I would imagine Scotland County is going to decline this here.
Well,
32, Russ Shaper took a whack. Oh, my goodness. And he's coming off on 1 foot.
Well, Shaper, a guy they can ill afford to lose for this second half. And if you're Union Pines here, hold on tight. You cannot give up a score before the end of the half here. They're going to have to make sure they keep everything in front of them with 24 seconds to go. Scotland, no chance they take a knee here. They're going to try and put another one on the board. We haven't really seen Revelle challenge the secondary down the field. He threw the one vertical ball on a blown coverage and hit a wide open receiver. Be interesting to see if they let him work it down the field into coverage. He flies that one out there high. Kind of what you were talking about. When you look at him in the pocket, looks the part, but not always accurate. And that was the ball right there you'd like to see him complete.
That ball was 10 yards above your wide receiver.
And Revelle, a young man who's got aspirations to play at the next level. And then, given his frame, given the fact that he's been a starter at a program as big as this, he's going to have a chance to impress some folks over the next year and a half. But he's going to have to put it down on tape.
Those throws are throws that you've got to make if you're wanting to play at the next level. Wide receiver was there about the 12 yards down the field.
Ooh, I tell you, if he lollipop that one late and his receiver stacked up, that's Caden Graves. And
timeout, Scotland County.
For short gain. Clock stops with 10 seconds to go in the half. 3rd and long coming up for Scotland.
Union Pines, really, I would expect them to go back into a deep cover 4 here to prevent the long ball. I don't think Scotland County is going to try a run or anything sneaky on here. But I've been known to be wrong again. I didn't coach defense, so
if you can stop the clock, you can pick up the first down here, and then take a shot. But you can run a gadget play here. You can let it air
open
down
the playbook for
twice.
anything.
Yeah, you really can. I mean, you can sling it down the middle of the field twice if you want to. I doubt. Well, I don't know. Didn't think you could run 12 seconds off the clock on a screen pass. But 10 seconds to go here. We'll see.
On a bubble screen.
I think if they drop Revelle back on this play, I suspect Damon Bremer is going to get him for a sack. That's my fearless prediction.
Ooh, I like it. Number 22, defensive end on the bottom of your screen. Chris is picked to make a splash play here for the Vikings going into halftime.
It may be small school ball. Damon Bremer is going to be playing on Saturdays next year, folks.
We hope. He should. He deserves it.
Here he comes. Oh, he didn't get to him. Oh, it's out.
Ball's on the ground.
I tell you what, almost a disaster. And the only reason Bremer didn't get him is because his interior line mate got there first. Got to see who that umpiles and who that was.
Number 15, Owen St. John.
71 got the sack. 71. I don't have you.
I don't have a 71.
All right. They're going to give it to St. John, too, who's 15. St. John plays a little quarterback, plays a little tight end, plays a little defensive line. I don't think he got there first. He might have got a third of a sack or a quarter sack. But anyway.
Nonetheless, we're going to go into halftime. Scotland County up 28, Union Pines 14. We're going to take a quick break from our sponsors and be back for the King Law halftime show.
Legal matters involving the family can be emotionally draining, complex, and difficult for all involved. Call the highly skilled attorneys at King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Coach Rudell, pretty tough half right there. Down 14 points. What do you plan on doing in the second half to slow that offense of the Scotland County down?
Well, the first thing we got to do is we got to go down and score to make it a one-possession game. That's the first thing we got to do, and then we got to be able to look at a little bit of what they're doing on our iPad and check to see if there's some adjustments that we can make to slow them down, because they're good passing ball and they're good running it. So if we can do that, get another turnover, we'll have a chance to win the game at the end here.
Gotcha. Offensively, what adjustments can you make to make sure when you get down there in that red zone, you're looking to score and not to put 3 on the board?
Well, I think the first thing we got to do is protect the football. We've done a really good job of that in the first half, protecting the football. We got to be able to do that in the second half, and then we also got to take advantage of our options. We dropped the football down there by the goal line. That's a catch. We got the ball at the 4 with about 10 seconds left to score. So we got to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that we have.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Get to your team. Yes, sir.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Brooke plans to become a pilot. Harley is the son of Brett and Jody Moyer. Harley plays on the football and cross teams while participating in FCA. Harley plans to enlist in the military. Taryn Pacala is being escorted by Karen Davidson. She plays for the soccer team. Cadence plans to attend medical school at Texas Tech and open a dermatology clinic. Joshua is the son of Noel Martinez and Angela Carlos. He is part of the band. Joshua wants to join Special Forces in the military and work in engineering. Isabella Garcia and Julian Torres. Isabella is the daughter of Darrell and Melissa Yates. She plays softball and is a part of NHS, Leo Club, and HOSA. Isabella plans to attend medical school at NYU. Julian is the son of No and Lacey Torres. He is a part of the Leo Club, NHS, HOSA, Spanish Club, S2S, as well as the co-founder of the Financial Liberty Club. Julian plans to attend college in New York, where he will become a financial advisor on Wall Street. Representing the senior class, Ashlyn Hardy and Brayden Hahn. Ashlyn is the daughter of Frank and Dawn Hardy. She is a 3-time captain of the varsity cheer team. Ashley plans to attend Sand Hills Community College to study nursing. Brayden is the son of Adam and Ashley Hahn. He plans to attend college to pursue a career as a registered nurse. Laura Cavanis and Jackson Carmichael. Laura is the daughter of Glenn and Jennifer Cavanis. She is on the cross-country and track teams, as well as a member of NHS, T Club, and FCA. Laura plans to attend Appalachian State University and major in music education. Jackson is the son of Chad and Rebecca Carmichael. He is a part of the marching band, tennis team, Key Club, Leo Club, Tri-M, NHS, and FCA. Jackson plans to attend NC State University to study communication. Emily Massey and Landon Baxley. Emily is the daughter of Jason and Ashley Massey. She plays on the soccer team. Emily plans to attend Notre Dame to study psychology. Landon is the son of Stephen and Melissa Flincham. He plays for the soccer and golf teams. Landon plans to pursue a business degree while getting certified in HVAC and contracting. Joy Arias and Colton Collins. Joy is the daughter of Jason and Amy Arias. She is a Union Pines cheerleader and part of the French Club. Joy plans to major in early education at UNC Wilmington. Colton is the son of Michael and Jennifer Collins. He is on the wrestling team. Colton plans to major in nursing at UNC Williams. And now, to announce this year's winner, the 2022 Mr. Union Pines is Harley Moyer. The 2022 Miss Union Pines is Brooke Going. Your 2022 Homecoming King is Jackson Carmichael. Give it up for Harley Moyer. And your 2022 Homecoming Queen is Laura Cabinet. Congratulations to all members of the 2022 Homecoming Court.
Welcome to the NFHS Network's halftime show, brought to you by King Law and New Image Media.
The Union Pines ROTC Sword Detail.
The man, the myth, the legend, King Law Firm's ace in the hole, attorney Chris Delambert.
We try to do what we can do when we can do it.
That's okay. Let me get my waders on right now. Wade through this mess real quick.
Oh man, I'm intimidated because we're up against the band. This Union Pines band, no joke at all. First of all, before we get into a recap of the first half, I want to talk about my favorite jersey I saw while I was
Drop it on me.
I saw Bobby Boucher. I was like, that's dope. I have to have that. So I'm going to go find me one. I thought that was pretty cool. Scotland came out offense just as high-powered as advertised.
Absolutely.
Save for the interception that kind of flipped momentum and kept this thing close. Scotland just kind of moved with impunity up and down the field. Union Pines not accounting badly for themselves. They got to at least put up some resistance. I mean, you can't rely on splash plays to flip possession. They are going to have to solve some things on the defensive side of the ball.
Scotland County, 2 of their 6 possessions in the first half did not result in score. One of them was the interception. The other one was going into halftime. So they truly had 5 possessions, 5 real possessions, and they scored on 4 of them. If you score a touchdown on 80% of your possessions, you win every ball game. I don't care who you are.
And Scotland not doing anything special. I mean, they're running it inside, running it outside. They're gashing them, throwing it out there, into the flat, letting receivers do things, and they're getting these yards in 15, 20-yard chunks. Too easy. If Union Pines can slow them down, they've got a shot in this thing. Union Pines going to get the ball to start the second half. I was impressed with Finkelstein in the first half. Hit Ortega on one big touchdown, almost hit him on another big play down the right sideline. Made a couple plays with his legs. Biggs got the ball a lot of touches early. They kind of got away from that. I think part of that was, Scotland keying in, and they're like, all right, we see what's going on. We're going to take this guy away. But they got to get a little more creative in the ways that they're going to get him the football if that's the plan. That said, that defense, man, you got to solve that. Got to solve that. A lot of talent, heady ball players on that Union Pines defense. They have got to get those guys into different positions. And then at the point of attack, you have to make the tackle.
Yep, you have to make the tackle. Too many bounces, too many shoulder attempts.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody on the Union Pines staff is responsible for tracking missed tackles, but they got cramps in their hand by now if they do. Got to do a better job in the second half, but we got some ball game here.
Absolutely. This is still a 2-possession ball game. Union Pine gets at the beginning of the second half. So definitely not one to completely tune out of yet. Union Pine's really going to come on strong this first possession, second half. I've got a good feeling. Back to a heavy dose of Diggs, I hope.
All right, so we've kind of laid the groundwork. Now we're going to talk about something you didn't know we were going to talk about. There had been a rumor, a murmur, a whisper that there might be realignment in the future. And now we have confirmed there's going to be a vote taken in November that is going to examine the possibility of realigning football conferences. Now, for those of you who aren't up to speed, up until this past rotation, which is 2 seasons ago now, you pretty much had 3A teams playing 3A teams, 4A teams playing 4A teams, 2A and 1A playing in the same conferences. There was a thought process. For better or for worse, what we see across the state is mixed, blended conferences everywhere.
Yep.
3A, 4A, 2A, 3A, 1A, 2A, all over the place. And what we have seen for 2 years is that by and large, you have the 4A teams up here and the 3A teams down here because it's not fair.
Absolutely. So we've seen in years past, we've seen split 3A, 4A conferences, but they're very rare. Yeah. And oftentimes they're in very remote locations. So you're going to see them way in the eastern part of the state, like the Havelocks and the Madam Mesquite high schools and schools like that are playing in split purely because of proximity. Some of them already have 3 or 4 hour bus rides to a conference play, and they're just playing whatever school they can get to. They tried this 2 years now, the split 3A, 4A in areas around Fayetteville, areas around us, areas around Charlotte, Greensboro, out in the western part of the state. And for lack of better terms, Chris, and I'll just say it, and I don't care if people hear it, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was a disaster from the get-go. And so I hope this vote in November goes the way that it should go. Well, and they are only talking about dissolving for football.
Yes, and
we need to specify only football right now.
And there is a good reason for that. If I'm putting together a basketball team, I need to find 12 athletes.
That's right.
5 to 8 impact guys that can play. If I've got a school that's got 800 kids in it, I might be able to do that and play with a school that's got 2,200 in it.
Absolutely.
Football, it's about numbers. And having schools that have 1,000 kids playing against schools that have 2,000 is not fair.
Yep.
And it has shown itself. Now, that said, this year, Lee County may win the Sand Hills Conference as a 3A team, but they are far and away the exception to the rule because what we're seeing is across the spectrum. And you said, well, they're trying to get it in Fayetteville. They're trying to get here. Well, yes, Fayetteville and here right next to each other. You have a 3A, 4A conference here and a 3A, 4A conference next door. And when you look at it, it's not just funny to say it, but you could have one heck of a 3A conference if you put those together and a 4A conference to put together.
Well, this is nothing new for the schools around here in the 3A level and the 4A level. It's nothing new. It's nothing new for Jack Britt and 71st to be up in the 4A. They play the Scotlands, they play the Richmonds, and it's nothing for the 3As to play Westover and Douglas Byrd and Terry Sanford.
And I'm not going to – we'll put it out there since it's a Scotland game. One of the considerations, I don't care what anybody said, was that Scotland moved from 4A after having been a 4A team forever. They moved to 3A. There were some people involved in the decision-making process that wanted Scotland and Richmond to remain in the same conference.
It's a marquee game in the state.
It absolutely is. But
I get it.
You know what? Play non-conference.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And you can always save your 3A, 4A non-conference game for the last season of the year because we've seen it for years, Pinecrest Union Pines.
All right, here we go. We're going to go to the field with the band. We'll talk about this later.
When you feel peculiar, you are extraordinary. And the world around you is ordinary. Mm-hmm. Perfection is beauty. Oddity is genius. And it is better to be absolutely peculiar than to be ordinary. Mm-hmm. We are extraordinary.
Thank you, Marching Vikings. We hope you enjoyed the performance tonight. Once again, the Marching Vikings can be seen in competition next Saturday at the Southview Rumble in the Jungle. We wish them the best of luck.
Vikings throwing down the gauntlet there.
That was awesome. I'm not a band guy. I never got to participate in it, never got to watch it. But as an adult, I can sit back and enjoy good craft. And that was cool.
I had a music teacher when I was a kid, man. I told him I wanted to come join the band and play the drums. And he said, no, I need you to play trombone. And I was like, trombone? He said, yes, you have to have a big mouth to play a trombone. And I was like, I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm out. I can't believe he said that to me. I didn't realize he meant you need to have a big mouth as a kid.
A physically big mouth.
I was offended, and I never learned to play.
I play the radio. I have a few old CDs.
I play the air guitar like a champ, dude. I'm Hall of Fame level. Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, definitely. All right, 28-14. 24 minutes of football to play here in Cameron. Union Pines, man.
They're getting ready to go to Richard.
Union Pines. Oh, well. All right.
We're going to have a sideline report with
I don't know if we went to the sideline or not, to be honest, Nate. I don't think I said anything noteworthy that might have been missed.
It is always great to hear Richard Bailey, though, talk. He's a local high school legend here in North Carolina, coaching high school football. Won a lot of games, won a few state championships, had quite a run there at Scotland County in his previous schools, one of which is escaping me at the moment. But when you get to listen to him present at coaches' clinics and different things throughout, he is a master of his craft.
It's high praise, Coach.
And I don't give it lightly when it comes to that.
No, you do not.
I blow smoke. I blow smoke on a lot of things. Coaching is not one of them.
No, you do not.
All right, so Scotland County getting ready to kick this ball off to Union Pines, getting ready to kick off the third quarter here. Scotland County's up 28-14. Union Pines got something in the back pocket for Scotland County, we hope.
All right. So we were assured they had a rabbit being pulled out of the hat on the first play of the second half.
I'm kind of excited about it.
I'm way fired up. And the mischievous grin with which that notice was delivered makes me even more curious.
Squib kick, we would anticipate landing anywhere between the 35 and the 25. Probably shooting it right at the 30 number at the bottom left of your screen.
Here we go.
Kick is up. No.
That's a little deeper.
Right to the 26.
To return it. That's Ortega. And if he gets into space, he's dangerous. Want to hold on to that football. He's going to have it out around the 37-yard line. Union Pines coming out on first down with a pre-programmed play.
First play.
Coming out of the half in a normal game, you as an offensive coach, do you know what you're calling before you get down to the sideline, or does the return dictate it normally?
The return dictates and where you are on the hash.
Okay.
So when I was calling games, this first play, I always had two, depending on which hash I was on.
All right. Here we go.
Splash play, hopefully.
That's the intent.
Union Pines looking to the sideline. Finkelstein directing traffic. They're coming to a tight doubles formation, not something we've seen tonight.
No, it is not. All right, under center.
And we're going to have a delay of game out of halftime.
Oh, that stings. Especially since you knew it was going to be called.
Not sure how that happens.
Well, I'm not sure that there wasn't one of the guys that was intended to be on offense that didn't get dinged up and came out late. I think that's probably what happened.
Still coming out of that tight doubles formation.
All right, we haven't seen this one before.
Hook and ladder, I'm calling it.
Here we go. Man in motion. There's jet action. Biggs around the left side. And he gets to the sideline. Look at him. Man, he's fast. And he hits that mat. God, we got to come up with something better than that.
I don't know what it is, but he hit that mat, put on the brakes, and he just slid right onto his rear end. That was just a tight doubles formation. Biggs jet sweep there.
We're a couple of resourceful guys. I think what they need to do is we need to figure out a way to get these schools that need these mats like that a turf mat. Or a field turf mat.
Ooh, no.
No?
No. No. Turf, when you're going from grass to turf, it's a very hard transition. It's very tough on knees.
All right, well, let's figure something.
Trips formation to the bottom of your screen.
The hand is to, new running back in the game, number 4 for Union Pines.
Caleb Milton on the carry.
Caleb Milton, who is a very big, athletic young man, not unlike Ethan Wallace, who we saw in terms of build down at Hoke County last week. Picks up a first down.
That was a man running the ball last week.
Sir.
I need to pull up that score. Union Pines good field position here on their own 49-yard line.
All right, after that first down penalty to start the drive, they've recovered, convert the first down. They'll have a new set of downs right near midfield. Finkelstein under center. Melton's still back in there at tailback. That's a different look, and I like it. A little bit more athletic than Shaper, who gets the duty when Biggs is not the guy. Finkelstein dragging tacklers. He's going to plow forward and get almost 7 on the play. And more of that extracurricular.
And here's going to come the flag.
And Union Pines, man, you can't allow yourself to be bait into that. You don't want to get pushed around. But you've got to play close to a perfect second half here.
Looks like the flag never came out. It was in the ref's hand. It came out of the waistband, then decided to put it back in.
That's a
call.
Tough spot there. I think forward progress about 2 yards forward of that. We'll have 2nd and 6 coming up here. Finkelstein from the gun. Biggs there at tailback. This is the look we saw a lot of in the first half. And now he's going to back up out of that. Looks to the sideline. I don't know if that was based on something he saw or if the sideline cued him to look across, but here we go. Back under center. Hands to Biggs. Biggs cuts, turns it upfield, and has a couple, 3rd and 4 coming up.
Another score from around the conference in the third quarter. Richmond County starting to pile it on to Hoke County, 26-7.
Really?
Yeah.
Richmond County, I've told folks, eventually they're going to get it together. And Hoke County, man, I'll tell you what, if Richmond's doing that, Richmond's doing something because Hoke County's a good ball club.
Hoke County is a good ball club.
Of course, I said the same thing about Overhills after they pushed Lee County to the brink, and then they turned around and got beat by about 40 by Terry Sanford a couple weeks later.
3rd and 4 here for the Vikings.
4-down territory all day long. Finkelstein going to plow ahead. They've had success with this. He's going to be very close. It's going to depend on the spot. Near side's got it. First backside does not. And they're going to mark him about 6 inches short. Tough spot again. I don't understand.
I like near side spot.
Woo-wee.
I was tough on him earlier in the game.
Well,
I'm going to give credit when credit's due. I liked his spot.
And near side veered backwards to meet his compadre over there on the other side. All right, you got a foot to go here, 4th down. I don't know why you do anything but sneak it. They've not failed to get positive yardage every time they've done it. I'd do it one more time.
Gosh, if I'm Jason Chuzos, I'm asking for a measure here.
No doubt, especially where they ultimately spotted that. Finkelstein's
going to get it no matter what.
He gets a couple, but, man, I tell you. All right, so that's a Shed Depot first down for the Vikings. 9:14 to go in the third quarter.
That'll take Union Pines up to Scotland County's 40-yard line. It's another bad spot.
That's a ridiculous.
That's a terrible spot.
Wow. of the successive bad spots, I didn't think it could be worse. That one is worse.
That was 1.5 yards behind what it should be. And I'm looking straight at it, right at the line of sight.
One way or the other, first down. From the 40, Finkelstein from the gun. He gets it out late. Ooh, throws it between guys. Now
there's your tunnel.
Space. Here comes Brandon. Ooh, tried to get a little too cute. Came all the way back around the formation looking for space. Only gets about 1 yard. Ran an awful long way to get that. I tell you what, man, put 4 back in there at tailback and give him another couple touches.
I liked him running the ball.
Yes, sir. I have liked him doing everything they've used him on the football field for. He's got a lot of football left in him.
Unlike that quake right there you just gave. We haven't got an update from Pinecrest Southern League game. Still a 31-0 Pinecrest in the second quarter, according to High School OT. To be sure, they're out of the second quarter into halftime, starting the third at this point.
All right. Finkelstein, hands, Biggs with, a little bit of space, man. And that's where that elusiveness, that was Barry Sanders-esque there.
Good open field tackle there by number 40, Malcolm McGirt from Scotland County.
Trying to do a little bit too much. I mean, if you just take what's there, you get probably 3 or 4 yards. He tried to pop it outside, and that lateral move gave Scotland just enough time to catch up, and now you got 3rd and long. And we got a uniform violation here. They're going to tell him, come on. His pants are up over his knees.
That's number 1 coming off Oliver Cooper, tight end.
And, you know, the NFL, they might as well be wearing shorts at this point.
Yeah, they don't even have knee pads anymore.
They don't even do thigh pads in a lot of cases. The football uniform has changed, and these high school kids, you know.
They imitate what they see on TV.
Guys. They do. Good, bad, and otherwise. All right, Finkelstein, 3rd and 9. Gets it out quick, and that's low. Biggs, did he bring it in? He does not. So you got 4th and 9 coming up. Offense surely will stay on the field here.
Oliver Cooper checking back in after his knee pad difficulty.
If I'm being honest, I've never really understood what knee pads accomplished in football.
I will say from an offensive lineman standpoint, when someone's trying to cut block you, they do make a difference.
Fair enough.
Because if you take a helmet straight to the knee, it hurts with a knee pad, don't get me wrong. But straight to the knee, it can be devastating.
All right, Union Pines, big play in the ballgame. 4th and 9 here, really need to convert. Finkelstein trying to, it's the 3rd time he's gone. This time it's into double coverage. This time it was Biggs he was looking for, not Ortega threw into double coverage, and that didn't have much of a shot. Scotland's going to take over on downs. Decent field position here. And if Scotland punches one in here, it gets really, really tough. The calculus is difficult for Union Pines. Already down 2 scores.
Scotland County, I'd expect to come out pretty quick here, try to score quickly, take the air out of the sails of the Vikings, and roll right on.
Carter Revell gone the whole way at quarterback, junior, second-year starter for Scotland. Zay Jones and Patrick Primus have rotated in there at tailback and both gotten a chance to eat. There's a screen out wide. That is Demarion Davis, and he's going to be closer for balls out. Man, twice Scotland's put it on the ground and been able to come away with it. And after that fumble, they lose a little bit of yardage, and it's going to be about 2nd and 2 coming up.
Gain of 9 for the Scots. Primus back at running back. They're in a trips formation to the bottom of your screen. One of them is a wing.
Revell airing it out. He's got a man, underthrows him, but a guy comes back to the ball, stays on his feet. I don't know how he managed that. That is Graham with the big play. And
Union Pines showing they have the ball.
They have it going the other way. Melton comes out of the pile and says it's going Union Pines' way. No signal from the – there we go.
No, that's a turnover.
Third time it comes out. Union Pines finally comes out of there with one of those fumbles. And again, Union Pines makes enough of a play on defense.
Union Pines is motioning off the offense, though. Chains are moving.
Wait a minute. Whoa. The signal definitely came in from the far side. Now they're winding the clock, going the other way. What? The officials have got to get they've got to get themselves together.
Now we have a timeout, Union Pines.
Coach Truesdale is out of his mind right now.
He should be he should be at the ball. And if he gets a 15-yard penalty, it's okay. He should lose his mind on this umpire crew. No, don't go to that side judge. Go to the side judge that called it.
That the player was down by contact.
If you get a 15-yarder, it's okay. You get 2 in a game before you have to take a class. Not that I know.
The referee signaled Union Pines football.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Jason Truesdale showing them hand signals that a referee crew should do.
Well, and it cost Union Pines a timeout, too, which is, not huge in the bigger scheme of things, but hey, anyway.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Scotland set up with great field position here in the Remax red zone. That's 3 times balls come out, and they've gotten it back.
Now Whitehat's coming over
and talk to Coach Truesdale. And Coach.
Let him know, Coach. Let him know. Somebody give that man a chair and a Bobby Knight hat.
Woo! Well, one way or the other, Scotland County ball at about the 13-yard line. 1st and 10.
In the Remax red zone. Pushing to restart the play clock.
Primus has it dancing. He's to the 2nd level. And
White Hat never blew the play.
Oh, my gosh. Come on, guys. You got to get control of this ball game.
Yeah, they've already reset it.
They stopped it because to reset the play clock after the play was mid-stroke. Come on.
There we go.
Wow. Woof. Rough night. Rough night for the guys in black and white. All right, we'll play this first down over again. Play clock at 10. Revell takes the snap, hands to Primus. Exactly the same play. Pretty much the same result. He gets spun around, and he'll be taken down just outside the 10-yard line. 2nd down coming up. How difficult is it, Nate, to not get wrapped up in the officiating as a coach?
Well, I have been known to give an official an ear or two. It is very difficult, especially in situations like this where, clearly the official who was to make the call.
Ball's out again, by the way.
signaled one way. It was reversed, I'm guessing, by the back judge, who was not in position, who shouldn't even be looking at that spot. So it's very difficult.
All right, 3rd and 3. Scotland looking to punch it in to move ahead by 3 scores. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. There's the hand of Primus, and he's wrapped up. He's going to be short. Big 4th down call for Scotland here. What do you do? Yeah, 4th and 1. If you punch it in, it's really tough. If you go up by a field goal, field goal stretches it out to 17. That's still a pretty tough spot to put Union Pines in. What do you do here, Coach?
Big situation here. Number 2, Patrick Primus is coming off. His helmet came off, so he has to go sit out a play.
Well, not bad. Not a bad sub coming in for him either. Zay Jones in there. You don't lose much, if anything.
Scotland County definitely going for it. I'd go for it if I was them as well.
Fair enough. All right, 4th and 1. I think everybody in the building realizes Zay Jones is about to get this ball, and he does, and he's ahead, and it's strung out. And, man, they had a shot at him, and he just keeps moving those legs. And he's going to be down there with a 1st down just outside. They're going to put him at about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal coming up. A lot of hands on hips for these Union Pines guys. These guys are playing a lot of football.
This is where the disparity between a big program and a big school of Scotland County plays Union Pines, because they have 2 squads that do what's called 2 platooning. Their guys get to rest. Union Pines looking real tired right now.
And, you know, Union Pines, we talk about the disparity, 4A and 3A. Union Pines is a small 3A school.
Mm-hmm.
Even back in the days of the Cape Fear Valley Conference, they were the smallest of the 3A schools.
They were. And Scotland County right on the verge of 3A, 4A,
they just came back from 4A to 3A. And touchdown, Scotland. Fighting Scots up 3 scores now with 2:58 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And we have a flag late from White Hat. So let's see what this is. I didn't see anything, but I don't get to hear what the players are saying. All right, you signal it. You got a mic on. Talk to us, White Hat.
I'm not sure he wants to walk too close to that Union Pines sideline at this point. I don't know what he's explaining to Coach Trisdale, but Coach Trisdale's not going to like whatever it is that they're talking about.
That will be assessed at the kickoff, I would assume. Scotland County going to try this PAT here. Their referees leisurely walking around talking to everyone who would be willing to listen to them. No giddy up in his step. He enlightened us there. Penalty on Union Pines assessed at the kickoff. And PAT to follow.
All right, from around the region, what do we got going on here?
Pinecrest score just updated on high school OT, brought to you by WRAL. Pinecrest up on Southern Lee 45-6 in the 4th quarter.
Tough to get a signal up here, isn't it? All right, 3 minutes to go. We will take a quick break and be back with the kickoff. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit PinehurstToyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit PinehurstToyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
All right, welcome back to Cameron, North Carolina. Union Pines hosting Scotland. Kickoff is muffed and into the end zone for touchback.
Ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line. Long-term projection here, Chris. By the time my son, who is 3.5, is playing high school football, if he chooses to, there will no longer be kickoffs, and they will be starting from the 25.
I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right, sir.
Union Pines needing a score here. Bring this back to a two-possession ball game here good way into the third quarter.
Melton back in there at tailback. Had some success with that in the last drive and then kind of got away from it. There he goes. That's a big athlete, man. Keep giving them the ball. I mean, every time he's touched it, positive things have happened. Just keep giving it to him. Big, strong, and sudden. That's a good combination for a back.
Melton accelerates well through the hole. He finds his gap and he just takes it. He accelerates quick through it.
What do they list him at?
Melton is coming in at 5'10", 175.
He plays bigger than that. He looks bigger than that to me.
I think he's taller than 5'10".
I do too. He's a sophomore, correct?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
Might be looking.
Here he goes again.
Here he comes again. Melton dragging Scots.
Look.
We do have a flag down at the 43-yard line in the lane of holding.
Oh, my goodness.
That will be a spot foul, so 10 yards, 9 yards past the line of scrimmage, so it'll take it back to about a 1st and 11. So Melton's big play there brought all the way back. But no more money.
Oh, my gosh.
Replay 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
2:19 to go in the third quarter.
Oh, and now Whitehead's stopping it again.
Same. Never before have I seen this, Nate. Ever. I've covered a lot of football games. You've been a part of a lot of football games. Have you ever seen that repeatedly?
Not this late in the ball.
If you have to keep blowing the whistle for the same thing, it's something you're doing mechanically. Blow the game back in. Come on. Wind the clock. All right, ball's out. Now behind Ortega. That was there. 2nd down.
Ortega on a quick hitch route there. Second and 10 here for the Vikings.
All right, Melton still in there at tailback. He's giving them a completely different look from that spot.
Feed him the rock.
There you go.
There it is.
Got space. And I'm going to tell you what. I don't know how this game's going to end up today.
Well, that kid needs to toe the rock every Friday night.
Yes, sir. And if you've got a horse like that that can run that ball with that kind of success in the middle of the ball field, that opens up everything else in the offense.
Mm-hmm. That's another Union Pines First down brought to you by Shed Depot. Up at their own 45-yard line, almost right in front of Chris.
Getting close. I'm sitting right on the 50. Actually, I guess I'm sitting on the 49. All right, Finkelstein under center. 1:58 to go in the quarter. Hands to Melton again. Every time he touches it, positive yardage. He's going to have almost 5 on the carry.
We'll bring up a 2nd and 6 here for Union Pines. Oh, better spot. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that was about right.
Union Pines trips formation to the wide side of the field.
There's the hand.
Melton
right.
bouncing outside.
Another Shed Depot first down for the Vikings. 8 on the carry for Melton. Clock stopped at 1:16 to go in the third quarter. Vikings on the move.
Union Pines, first down.
Still sort of a methodical pace for the Vikings, Nate. Do you start thinking about playing with tempo?
I don't usually like start playing a tempo till the fourth quarter.
Little home cooking, by the way. Clock still hasn't started.
Well, he ran out of bounds, shouldn't it?
Don't need to play with tempo if the clock's not going to run. Yeah, well, and there's your change of pace now with Biggs. I like this, man. Now that's thunder and lightning. Let's do this. All right, Biggs with good yardage. Picks up about 6 on the carry. Clock stops, and again, why play with tempo?
Gain of about 7-6 there for Biggs.
Clock's still not moving.
He ran out of bounds. He's not supposed to.
Once they wind the clock. That doesn't start until the last 2.5 minutes or whatever.
Even when they run out of bounds?
Yes.
Okay. Trip formation to the wide side of the field.
All right, Biggs in motion. Oh, Finkelstein bubbles snap. It's going to set it back. 3rd and manageable here, though. 3rd and 6 coming up. Clock inside a minute to go in the third quarter. All right, 4-down territory certainly here for the Vikings. 3 guys split out wide left. The hand is up the middle to Biggs. And
he's going nowhere.
He's going backwards. He's going to lose a couple and then stands over defender. Lucky he didn't draw a flag there. So 4th and 9 coming up. I tell you know that Biggs is going to try to bounce it. I would be hesitant to run that to the near side when you need to pick something up like that. There's only so far you can bounce it when you run the near side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree or disagree?
You use the sideline as almost another defender. If you're the defense there, you actually teach your guys to funnel them to the sideline there. So, no, you're absolutely right.
All right, we're going to the Union Pines. Well, no, they're going to – they're going to let this run. They could pause the clock. All right, we're going to run that down to 0-0s in the third quarter. We'll be back with the 4th. See Union Pines give it a whirl on 4th and 9, trying to stay in this, down 35-14. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
At the Shed Depot of North Carolina, we believe there's a better way to buy a shed, where all the selection, all the quality, and all the service are in one convenient location to make your buying experience easy. Our 3-acre sales center has over 60 sheds in stock. And if you don't see what you need, our sales experts can guide you through the custom design process to meet your unique needs. Get started today at ShedDepotNC.com.
Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential and Commercial Construction. Fourth quarter here, 35, Scotland County, 14, Union Pines. Union Pines moving the ball in this drive, though. Big 4th and 9 here.
Couple of tough plays there back-to-back. They had the fumble snap by Finkelstein that lost a couple. Then they tried to run Biggs to the short side. He lost a couple, and now you went from 2nd and 4 to 4th and 9. Got to convert here, don't you think?
Absolutely. Got to convert her. This ball game's over.
Wow. Early call from Nate Cochrane there.
Spider-Man's in the house. Fourth and 10. I thought on the other side we were at 4th and 9. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Yardage marker moves. Trips formation to the bottom of your screen. Wide side of the field. Biggs is getting this ball, I would assume.
Well,
He's
Biggs
in motion.
Flying out
There's
to the left.
Bubble.
Whoa, step up. Oh, he keep his feet. Oh,
ball's
the
loose.
out, but it doesn't
Scotland
matter.
County.
Scotland's going to get it. They would have gotten it on the
turnover of downs
failure
anyways.
on 4th down, but they get the fumble. Finkelstein, I tell you what, he almost stepped up in the pocket, just couldn't quite keep his balance, and then got swallowed up. So Union Pines turns it over, and it'll be Scotland going the other way, already up by 3 scores, 35-14. And some Beastie Boys have entered the building.
Ooh.
Was that a good or a bad
Bad ooh.
So you're too young to appreciate License to Ill and all of its glory. One of the great rock and roll albums ever made. And I can sing that or rap that, whichever you prefer, from cover to cover without even thinking about it. Whoa.
Scotland County, number 25 on the carry.
Starting to pour it on. Some tired legs on that Union Pines defense.
Latrell Martin listed as a junior scat back.
And they've got Scotland rotating fresh bodies in there, seeing some guys we haven't seen up to this point. Jones and Primus have split carries up to this point. This is the first look at this new young back. And there he is around left side. Boy, he can go. Woo. Breaks a tackle and picks up 15 more on the carry. Pretty impressive. But, you know, it's a football factory there in Scotland County.
Absolutely. They live and breathe football.
Indeed. And, of course, they're next door to Richmond County. Those two counties as rich a football tradition in this state as anybody. And when you know, take into account the fact that they are both single high school counties.
Everything feeds to them.
You know, from your peewee programs through your junior highs straight to the high schools, they're machines. All right, ball is up. Great catch. Touchdown. That was Graham, excuse me. I was going to give that one to Graves. That is Graham with the touchdown, his second of the night. And this one is probably ready to be put in the books. Nathan?
You said it earlier on a quick call. That makes Scotland 41, hoping to make it 42 with this PAT.
Well, let's look at what we know about this conference. We've seen plenty of Lee County. Lee County is a good ball club. Lee County not necessarily balanced on offense yet. They play tough defense. My question with regard to Scotland, I see why they struggled with Hoke. I am sure Hoke ran the ball at will against them.
Yep.
Because when Union Pines has tried to get to the edge, Scotland can run you down. But when they have run the ball and blocked it up at all up the middle, they have gotten production, and that is what Hoke County does best. So I see why Hoke County beat them. I'm looking ahead, particularly not just because Lee County is the school for me, but because Scotland, Lee County, you know, traditionally, and you know, everybody expects they're going to be at the top of the 3A pile in the Sandhills Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Does Scotland do enough different things on offense to beat Lee County?
I think going against Lee County, this will come down to the defensive line play of Lee County.
Do you really?
Can they reset the line of scrimmage on Scotland County and prevent these this dynamic duo of backs that Scotland County has from just gashing.
Okay. I have a different take.
All right, drop it on me.
I don't think Scotland's going to get loose in the run game like this because I think Lee County's linebackers are too good in run defense. They're not going to allow 15 yards at a time. You might get 3 or 4. You might get your occasional splash play, but I don't think you're going to consistently get 10 and 15 in the run game like they've gotten tonight. I think the game comes down to Carter Revell. We've seen some really good passes down the field from him. We've seen some not so good passes down the field from him. Scotland is not going to beat Lee County if they run the ball and rely on these lateral passes. That's not going to work.
Yep.
If they can stretch the defense and exploit that young secondary for Lee County, then we've got a heck of a ball game. Oh, wow. On the flip side, oh, my goodness, that was a disaster. And there's a fight at midfield. No flag comes out. This is getting chippy.
That was number 31, Donovan Williams from Scotland County, and number 11, Harley Moyer, exchanging words.
Is that words that they were exchanging?
That's what I'm going to say it was.
Fair enough.
No flag was thrown, so we're going to say words.
The concern I have with Lee County, no, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a concern with Lee County against Scotland because I think Lee County can move the ball up and down the field with no problem.
Okay.
My question is whether Scotland can match them because we've said it a million times. If you're going to beat Lee County, you have to do multiple things on offense. I don't know that I'm 100% certain I think Scotland is proficient enough in the pass game, but they could be. Oh, wow.
No.
The wheels are coming off now.
Union Pine's getting very close to that safety territory.
And there's a substitute at quarterback. I think St. John is in at quarterback. Am I? Nope, Finkelstein's in there. St. John must be checked in at tight end. You can't miss number 15. He's about 6'6". And he'll play a little quarterback now. He's got a big arm. But Finkelstein is in there for now. Now they're rotating bodies in there. They're going to, play clock just now starting. I don't know why it took so long. They have plenty of time to run an offensive lineman on. And they're going to come out of here, and it is a change at quarterback. Number 15 into the game.
Owen St. John.
Owen St. John, who is a big young man. Plays tight end, plays some defensive end, plays some quarterback. A different look at quarterback for sure. Finkelstein, not the tallest of quarterbacks. Talking about looking the part, St. John looks the part, I tell you what.
Big frame, big kid. Third down, real dangerous territory here for Union Pines.
Yeah, Union Pines desperate to get a first down here. Down 4 scores.
They're in dangerous enough territory. Even if you get third down off, you've still got to punt it in a short punter field position. Heels are going to be at the back of the end zone. Very dangerous territory here for the Vikings.
Coach Struzdale wants a timeout here.
He was at the
not
15.
Happy with something he saw. He signaled for it. He wants to talk about it. We'll let them figure it out while we take a break. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. All right, we're back to camera, and Union Pines breaking the huddle there. And I just realized something, Nate. This is awesome.
Drop it.
So I told you my favorite jersey I saw during halftime was the Bobby Boucher. I just realized it is the team's water boy that's wearing the Bobby Boucher number.
No.
Yes, it is.
That is epic.
That's dope.
That is a young man that is going places.
100%. I just want to know when he's going to check in at linebacker. And I guess I shouldn't call him the water boy. He is the hydration specialist. Man, I tell you, you can wing it. Overthrows Ortega by a little bit. That had some velocity coming out of there. So 4th and 11 from the 2, punt team onto the field. Danger close here. First of all, you got to get this punt out of there. Secondly, you got to do something to win a big return because you got some explosive young men over there in white.
Something we haven't seen a lot of tonight is punts.
We've not. Number 7 is back to return.
DeJuan Gibson, sophomore wide receiver. Scotland County
coming after it, and they don't get there. It's a high tumbling kick and going to be fielded. Ooh, dangerous. I tell you what, from that spot, Ortega took one back for Union Pines a couple weeks ago when we were here. Gibson will be taken out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Scotland will be set up looking to add to this 42-14 lead. I tell you what, if I'm Scotland up 4 scores, I'm going to throw this ball around a little bit. And I'm not doing it trying to run the score up. I want good reps against a good defense. Or do you just keep sticking it in the running back's belly and run this thing out? What do you do, Nate?
So if you have anything that you have been practicing that you're not quite confident yet, now's a great time to throw it out there. If you have anything else that you want to put on tape for your next opponent to have to start scouting and playing against, you throw that out there as well. So even if you have something that's early in the Boilermaker, you throw it at them just so they have one more thing they have to plan for.
Well, I'm impressed with this offense. I mean, they are athletic. They've got a lot of guys that can beat you. Oh,
ball's out.
Gilbert going the other way. Oh, I tell you what, almost a chance for a scoop and a run back, but that's a Union Pines turnover there. Going the other way. Young running back just into the game, number 25. I don't have my glasses on and can't see anyway.
Number 25, Latrell Martin carrying the ball for Scotland County. Big update just came from ESPN on the Bengals game. I won't tell you what it is, but a big update.
Why are you playing, dude? All right, Christopher Gilbert, one of the leaders of that defense over there. Damon Bremer, I think, came up with it. And Union Pines still life, 9.5 to go.
Down 4 scores. What time do we have left, Chris?
9:25.
9:25. Doubles formation. Owen St. John steps back and lets it fly.
I'm telling you, he can let it rip, man. Look out! Oh! No! Brandon Ortega, got to get your hands flipped around. Try to catch that backhanded. Got to get those hands turned around.
We've talked about earlier in the season, Finkelstein's downfield ball is not the best. Owen St. John, though, this kid has a cannon.
No doubt. We saw it. We've seen him take some reps back there, and when they put him in there, they're going to let him whip it down the field. A big, long delivery, but, man, he can get it down the field.
PA now is going to let all 16 minutes the song play.
St. John gets it out of there, looking for bigs. Going to be a 3rd and 10 coming up. Wasn't able to handle the snap cleanly, and that kind of threw the timing off on everything. Tell you something I've noticed here, Nate.
Yes, sir.
Union Pine's swapping out footballs more than you see. They've been running fresh balls out there every couple of downs. It's you just don't see that very often.
Nah, usually once you get one unless it gets wet or muddy or something, which we haven't had any rain tonight.
I'm stunned that the wind calmed down. We didn't get any rain. I thought this would be a mess by now.
Tailback moves up.
All right, St. John gets it out of there. Good delivery, just a little behind Ortega. That was there. 4th down coming up. Keep the offense on the field, Coach. Come on.
At this point, you're working on stuff for next week.
Who's Union Pines got next week?
You had to ask me questions I don't have the answer to. I got their schedule in my phone, so give me a few seconds.
Well, I'm glad you can connect. I can get to nothing. I'm trying to pull scores.
I have it saved. Joy. Richmond. Woo. At home. They've got a home stretch here.
They do. That
home tonight.
That was a scheduling quirk.
Home with Richmond, home with Hoke. Then they go to Southern Lee. Then they wrap up at Pinecrest.
All right, St. John, 4th and 10. Drops, pressure coming, wings it out of there. That's going to be
picked.
And
Bad
got some work.
ball.
I tell you what, if he keeps his feet, he probably goes to the house.
Number 9 on the interception, Keyshawn McQueen.
No, Jahari Brown.
Nope. Sorry.
Jahari Brown, number 8.
Number 8.
Got to make sure on those splash plays we get that right.
Gosh,
My
yeah,
bad,
I apologize.
You know.
To Mr. and Mrs. Brown at home, I greatly apologize.
Came in as the leading tackler for this squad.
Tell Tim Cobus to dock my pay.
I'll do it. All right. Union Pines, down 4 scores, 9:03.
Does Scotland County keep airing it out?
Why not? All right, they're going to hand right back to the young man that fumbled. I like that. I like that. All right, 3 yards on the carry, 2nd and 7 coming up. Clock running down inside 9 minutes.
Scotland County still sticking in that trips formation. Their third receiver, inside receiver, is in a wing position.
And again. And stop short of the first down. Going to need about 2 on 3rd down here. You know, we talked about it earlier, and this Union Pine teams, I just can't help but think when I look at them, this is a bigger squad physically than I can recall seeing at Union Pines.
Correct.
I don't know what's going to happen with conferences. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do think that this program is on an upward trend. And like we talked about that freshman class, 46 players down there on the JV. If they can keep the bulk of those players in the system and develop them the same way they have this, I mean, just a lot of talent to pull from. I'm excited. I hope Coach Trisdale's here for a long time and gets a chance to captain this program to the next level.
Chris, let me ask you.
Sure.
If you were going to go to a Tampa Bay game in the next 2 months.
Well, talk about a non sequitur.
Would you hit November 6th against the Rams or November 13th against the Seahawks?
Oh, I want to see the Rams.
The Rams?
Yeah, for sure. That'd be a matchup from last year's NFC Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be cool.
Was that the NFC Championship or was that the divisional round that the Bucks spotted them about a 21-point lead and then had a chance to come back and win that thing late and didn't quite pull it off? Anyway, definitely Rams.
Definitely Rams.
Definitely Rams. And I would be down there hoping to see Cam Akers get about 30 touches because he's on my fantasy football team. All right, Ravel from the gun. And the pitch comes late. And that's big yardage in the run game again. Going to have about 15 on the carry, maybe 17. And inside the Remax red zone, that'll be another Shed Depot first down for the Scots.
As we said earlier, Lee County on bye this week. Southern Lee taking a pretty good whopping from Pinecrest. Next week, Southern Lee is traveling to Hoke County. Lee County has Pinecrest. Chris, that'll be you and Jerry calling that game.
Are we at Pinecrest or are we at home?
You're at home.
Good.
Lee County has a home stretch, Pinecrest and Richmond. Then you travel to Scotland County. We got
and close to the end zone. A lot of chippiness out there. All right, ball's going to be marked dead.
And we have a late flag.
Late flag coming in. That's a Union Pines player going to get flagged, I believe. I don't know what they're going to call. I'm interested to see Pinecrest. New administration down there, or new coaching staff. My understanding is they're a lot more multiple in their looks and what they're doing on offense. You know, Chris Metzger was down there for a million years, and they did what they did. My understanding is they do a lot of different things now, and I am interested to see what that looks like. So, timeout on the field. Oh, they're going to call that against Scotland, which changes things dramatically. Instead of the down and distance, they're calling it fourth down. I don't think it's fourth down. Well, I guess it could be if it was dead ball. We'll see. Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break and be back. Getting close to the end here. 6.5 to go from camera. Up and up. They're going to wave him back onto the field.
That was not a timeout. Richard Bailey called his guys over. I have a feeling to get his to get themselves composed. So Jason Truesdale took advantage of the free timeout. He wasn't going to let Richard Bailey get one without him getting one.
So that was a first down. Then the penalty is assessed. But that first down, it should be first and goal from the 17.
Correct.
They've got the sticks out there set up from the 18, but it should be first and goal from the 18. They've got it marked as first and 10. We'll see if they get this straight. See if Jason Truesdale's got the energy to argue with them about it. That was a dead ball foul, so they picked up the first down. The ball was dead, so the first down should have been marked there, which would have been inside the 5.
Chris, you're right, though. It should be first and goal.
Well, and just because the chains are there doesn't necessarily mean, well, they should have had them put the chains down by now. I don't know. Anyway, it should be first and goal. They have it marked first and 10 at the 18.
The PA announcer getting it right.
Say it again. First and goal from the 18. It doesn't matter now. All right, 6:17 to go. Ravel from the gun. Hands, and that is Primus who checks back in the game, and Bremer gets his helmet torn off, but no hands to the face call there. He's going to have to come out for a snap. Damon Bremer for Union Pines. You've watched shows like Friday Night Lights, and you see guys that are like 26 playing high school kids, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, come on. He's that guy. He's enormous and has a fantastic head of hair, by the way, and a really, really smart football player. He came in today. I know he's frustrated. He's one of the leaders in the conference in sacks and hasn't gotten one today. He didn't come up with a fumble earlier, but he's got some football left in him. All right, there's the hand of Primus. Primus picking his way, and he's going to be down short of the 5-yard line. And so it's going to be interesting now if they give him a first down or what happens here. It should be third and goal from here, but I think they're going to give him a first down. So apparently, whatever.
Well, PA announcer pushing the limits tonight.
Pushing the gauntlet. All right, first and goal from the 7. Ravel, hands, Primus up the middle. Or no, that's Zay Jones.
That's Zay Jones, and he's going to stroll in.
And he rolls in there, and that'll stretch it out to 48, 14, 5:16 to go in the 4th.
Okay. We're going to have this PAT, and then we're going to start some of our commentary to continue on into this 4th quarter. Scotland County up 48-14, hoping to make it 49-14. This kicker they have listed at 5'7", he's got to be 5'2". They're not. Never mind, I won't go there. Union Pines coming after it. I got to give it to Coach Truesdale and this Union Pines staff. In years past, we would see a Union Pines team. They get down like this, they would tend to stop playing. They would tend to just give up intensity. These guys are continuing to fight. You can tell they're tired. You can tell they're beat up.
This is
a
not
different
an indictment of
team.
anybody that has come before him. But I've spent enough time around the program, enough time around the kids. It's a different attitude.
Absolutely.
Just
this Union Pines team has some nastiness to them.
It does. And I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm not trying to just beat this horse to death. I would love to see this team playing in a conference like the old Cape Fear Valley, where they were playing Harnett Central and Western Harnett, teams that are equally matched. Triton.
Yep.
Them having to roll up and run this gauntlet of Richmond, Scotland, Lee County, not okay with me. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it, I promise, until I say something else.
I may or may not have bent an ear of an NCHSAA employee today, and it got to a point where he told me, Nathan, I've heard this before at least 5 times. And I said, well, you probably need to hear it again.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that I didn't know that I learned recently. In the offseason, Coach Trisdale had a chance to leave, and there are an awful lot of folks that, knowing what they had to go up against for the next couple of years, would have bailed on this program, given the conference that you had to play in, and he elected to stay because he feels like he's up to the challenge.
You saw a lot of coaches from the smaller 3A schools in the conference find their way out pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, that ball rolling around. Union Pines doesn't quite, maybe fell on it. There, he finally got to it. All right. 5:14 to go. 35-point game here in Cameron. Crowd's starting to thin out. All the jerseys rolling out. Let's see what rolls in front of us here.
Michael Jordan.
All right, there's a Michael Jordan. All right.
Not seeing.
I see a Michigan hoodie. Ugh. I see an NC State hoodie.
By the way, speaking of Michigan, Chris,
talk about Michigan.
I believe there was a bet a few years back between you and a local radio host that you had to wear a Michigan attire for a game, and I'm not sure that bet was ever fulfilled.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about. Yes, there was a bet, and I don't remember why it didn't happen. Look at Melton, man.
Melton
Dude,
not giving up.
Get in Texas all the way down to the 30. He's going to have 50 on the carry.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're Union Pines still tuning in, this is the running back of the future here for Union Pines, I do believe. That young man can tote the rock, and he should get a lot more carries.
Got to be close to 100 yards.
Got to be close to 100.
On a limited amount of carries. I'm going to say 6-7 touches. We're going without a spotter tonight, no statistician.
We're missing Mr. Hockaday.
You're right. All right, St. John under center. Takes a snap, gives to Melton again. Melton picking his way. Going to have about 5 on the carry. 4:30 to go.
We are not to a running clock yet. That starts at 40. I hope we don't get to that. Cameraman just kicked the trash can over on me. Lets me know what he thinks of my broadcasting skills. Union Pines 2nd and 6 here.
All right, inside 4 to go. Get 4 or 5 more plays out of this thing. St. John under center, hands to Melton.
Oh, ball's on the ground.
Ball's out. Scotland
looks like Scotland has it.
All right. Turnover there at the 26-yard line. Scotland going the other way. You know, coming in, I think anybody knew Union Pines had to play a very clean game. Not quite pulled that off. There have been penalties. There's been the turnovers. And they've got to solve this run defense.
Absolutely. Going into next week with Richmond County, who my phone is getting ready to die, so I haven't gotten an update on the Hope County-Richmond County game, but they were laying it on them earlier in the night. Going to be a very tough ball club going here into Will Hoyt Stadium next week. Then the week after, they have the Southern Lee Cavaliers. That will be an interesting ball game. Southern Lee still searching for have they won one this year?
They got a win.
They grabbed a win. So Coach Mike McClure shook that one off.
Oh. All right, there's
high
a high
snap.
Man gets away, going the wrong way, and Going to be taken down for a big loss there. Some stat padding going on. Some of these Union Pines defenders, a lot of clean jerseys out there at this point on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I believe we're to the bench clearing portion.
And St. John, who'd been playing quarterback, was in there on that defensive line. Number 20 in at quarterback. Who's that, Nate?
Number 20 for Scotland County is Grant McCoy, junior quarterback.
Hands, and there's a run wrapped up inside. Nice stop by the Union Pines D. Could it be? Are they going to force a punt here, Nate?
They're in punt territory.
Scotland has not punted tonight. They got 2.5 minutes. Third down. If they don't convert here, we may see Scotland punt for the first time tonight.
Scotland County not playing with their normal up-tempo offense now, letting this clock run. Two minutes and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Here's the snap, and running, option, and plowed out of bounds after a short gain. That's going to bring up fourth down. Stops the clock to 1:42 to go. We made it. They made it 46 minutes and 18 seconds without a punt, and Scotland is going to roll their punter onto the field for the first time tonight. Couple of turnovers, and then they had the possession going into the half. Other than that, Scotland scored every time they touched the ball. So 7 of 11 possessions is going to end up Scotland scored on. That's a pretty.
Was it 3 turnovers?
I thought it was 2. You had the fumble that was forced by Gilbert, and you had the pick, and then you had the turnover at the end of the half, which really didn't count. But if you can score on 7 out of 11 possessions, touchdowns, that's about as efficient as you can hope to be.
Doing pretty well.
And this is not a bad Union Pines defense. Scotland, this is a powerful offense.
This will be one to watch going into November. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I am interested, though, man.
Timeout, Scotland County. We'll take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. We haven't got to hear from them in a little while. And we will hear back on Chris's analysis after the break. Welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Legacy Residential and Commercial Construction. 4th and long, Scotland County back to kick. Number 2, Damian Bean back to kick.
Number 2 is Patrick Primus, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yep. Number 2 is Patrick Primus. Looking at the wrong roster.
And, Ortega thought about it. Now thoughts about it again. And now tries to get at it a third time. Never does touch it. The ball rolls dead at the 44. So Patrick Primus with the punt out of there. Nets about 30 yards on the kick. And, quite a talented running back to be back there punting the football.
Not a bad punt either.
Not a bad punt. And opens the door to all kinds of, fake punt scenarios.
.132 left to go in this ball game.
All right, I see a Penguins Crosby jersey down there. I like that.
A Cleveland LeBron.
Oh, is that a Rams Kurt Warner? Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
A blue Miami Dwayne Wade.
I like that. I see an 11 Celtics. Who is 11?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I haven't watched NBA in many, many years.
Oh, my goodness. I love some NBA, buddy. His hood is hanging over the name. I'm trying to think who number 11 is.
This game has felt like it's taken forever. It's almost 10:30.
Well, it has taken forever. Of course, we had homecoming and the band presentation, all of that. That was quite an ordeal, and it was cool.
Melton on the carry again. Just pushed out of bounds. Looks like he's going to be in the Remax red zone. Union Pines hoping to put up one more before the clock hits 0 for the night. Looks like he's going to be set up right on the 15, in between the 15 and the 14-yard line. I'd expect to see another dose of Melton.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ooh, upended there after a short gain. He'll be marked down at about the 12-yard line.
And looks like that will be the end of it. Final score, Scotland County 49, Union Pines 14. We're going to take a quick break here from our sponsors. Be down on the field to listen to Jerry, the man, the myth, the legend, talking to Coach Truesdale.
Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all the Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com and check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills.
On the field, Jerry Chalmers down there talking football with Coach Richard Bailey from Scotland County Fighting Scots, who roll out of here victorious 49-14. Who's our post-game sponsor today?
Everything Pines is our sponsor for the post-game show.
All right, we figured out Scotland can play some offense, buddy.
Scotland is not afraid to play some offense.
A lot of weapons, man. You've got 2 or 3 receivers there that can beat you down the field. A pair of running backs is as good as anybody you ever want to find. This team brings a lot to the table on offense. They've got some question marks on defense.
Absolutely.
Union Pines was able to do several different things, especially when they ran at them. And if they struggle with the run coming right at them, B.J. Brown, boy, they got their hands full coming up as they get to that game. That is going to be certainly the game that decides who the 3A champ in this conference is.
Without a doubt.
And there is a reasonable chance it could be the de facto championship for the conference. We said that about Hope County last week. Now Hope County goes and it looks like is going to drop a game that we thought they had a good chance to win. So
they'll be out of the running.
Things are kind of, interesting. Looks like Pinecrest and Lee County sit atop the conference at 2-0, the only 2 undefeated teams in conference, but there is a lot of football to play. Lee County still has to play Scotland. They have to play Pinecrest. They have to play Richmond. Probably the 3 toughest opponents they were going to get.
Without a doubt.
Of course, you have Hoke in that mix as well. So it's going to be interesting here in the Sandhills. Union Pines, somewhere they had to find a win against a team that they're not supposed to beat. I mean, these losses to teams like Scotland, I mean, they hurt because they're not W's, but, man, your RPI just goes up and up and
That's
up.
right.
But you got to get a W somewhere.
Got to get a W.
I mean, Union Pine's still sitting on 2 wins. You look at Southern, that is going to be a barn burner. I can't wait to see that game. But they're going to have to pick off a win someplace else if they got any shot, and you know, we'll see. No moral victories in football. Carter Revell, I think he is the key to Scotland's season. They can obviously run the ball, but they are going to face opponents, whether it be in the rest of the regular season, which they are most definitely going to run into, and then in the postseason, there are going to be teams that are going to take away the run. They're
Absolutely.
not going to let you run it down their throat. We saw him throw the ball laterally. We saw him get it down the field a little bit, but with mixed results. Got to see a little bit more in the vertical passing game to say this is a great offense. Right now it's a really, really good offense, and they can score a lot of points. They've shown they can do that against smaller opponents. They did it, 64 last week. They got 49 here. Both those games on the road against, smaller 3A schools. They don't get any more of those the rest of the way.
That's right.
I mean, they got to play, teams that match up and are as big and as physical as they are. So I'm interested to see how this goes. They didn't fare very well against Hope, but they've got what we said, as tough a stretch run probably as anybody in the region for sure. Now,
I'm going to vary you off of that just for a second.
All right.
I disagree with you, Chris, on the key to Scotland's success going forward. I think it's their front 7 and their front 8 of their defense.
Okay.
I think Carter Revell will do enough to continue them on. I think that back of that stable of backs can carry them a pretty good way. I think it comes down to their defensive linemen and their linebacker coach. Can they stop the run? Because we saw tonight they had a very hard time on the interior run destruct through the entire night against a smaller – that's rude. I don't like that. Against a smaller Union Pine squad. When they line up against a Lee County, a Richmond County, a Pinecrest, and they get into the playoffs and you start playing the Havelocks and schools like that, can you stop your opponents from scoring on you? I think they're going to put up points.
All right.
And I think that's going to be their strong.
All right, for those fans of Scotland who are looking around the region and thinking about postseason football and so on and so forth, I have had 2 different people tell me here in the last week they feel like 71st is the best team in this region.
Okay.
Better than Lee County, better than Scotland, better than anybody else. I am going to make it a mission of mine to go find some 71st footage to look at. I want to see if I agree with that. The 71st is running through people right now, and they can do a lot of things. So I'm interested to see what that's at. I got Jerry's perspective. Jerry says they're pretty good. He wants to watch some more too. But Scotland and Lee County are going to have a lot to say about what the postseason looks like from the Sandhills Conference and from the region. Scotland didn't get out the start they wanted, but they're getting well. They're playing good football. And I'll tell you what, if they run the table in that stretch run,
watch out.
Yeah. Of course, Lee County's got the same type of opportunity. So it's going to be interesting. We shall see how it goes. Tough night for Vikings fans here at Cameron tonight, but always a great place to see a game. It's been fun, and we will be at Lee County next week. I will, anyway. I think there'll be a crew with Union Pines. I don't know. I will be at Lee County as Lee County hosts Pinecrest, and I can't wait to see Pinecrest. That is a legacy program that's got a lot of tradition. They are sort of, evolving as they have new coaching staff. They're changing the offense down there. I want to see what they've got, and it should be a great matchup. We'll see you then. In the meantime, you'll be able to see me on Tuesday night with the Moore County Coaches Show. I don't know where we're taping. It'll be somewhere here in the great county of Moore. We'll see you then. Anything to add, buddy?
I'm looking forward to catching the games on Friday nights in Florida. We'll listen to y'all. All right. And hope the best for everyone. Hope to see you come playoff time.
Well, be safe, man. You get to travel where it is as if it is a third world country, man. So, be safe down there when you're down there.
I appreciate that.
Mulling through all the destruction and all the rest of that. We'll be thinking about you. We'll be here. Hope you are too. We will see you on the other side. I'm Chris. This is Nate. We are out.
Everything Pines Realty presents the Post-Game Show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media. Everything Pines Realty presents the post-game show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.